Welcome to season 2, episode 2 of the Three Dudes Cast, or session 34. Is
whatever
it 34?
You want to call
whatever,
it.
whatever
33.
you prefer. 33.
Yeah, that's it. 33. 33.
This is the Three Dudes Podcast, and
Yes, sir.
I am tonight your host, Slamuel Xavier Hannigan, PhD, Doctor of Explosionology, certified professional human being, and this is my first time hosting an episode in season 2, so I'm super stoked.
Yeah, and you come mighty credentialed.
Mighty credentialed.
I got those credentials from Slamford University.
Home of the weird tree mascot.
Dude, that's the lamest mascot
Fucking
ever.
weirdest thing ever.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Someone just like rooted around through their basement and found like a costume that they wore to a Christmas party.
Right,
one year.
exactly.
Like, gee willikers, this looks like a fantastic spirit-raising disguise for the old football game.
Festive. I shall rip it out of the ground.
So anyway, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. We're gonna have a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
We got like a real professional looking laptop here, so we can
Actually monitor the time. Yeah.
constantly look over at it and watch the numbers go up.
Yes.
But
Got a whole thing going on.
yeah, we got a whole professional looking thing here.
Sorry. Farts in high fidelity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Audio Technica.
Stunning Dolby 5.1 surround sound.
Oh man, surround sound farts would be something else.
Yeah.
I'm trying to replicate the THX sound with farts. It's so hard to do.
I'll just spit all over everything.
All I'm doing is making this pop filter smell horrible.
It'd probably be easier to fart the 20th Century Fox theme.
Yeah.
We're idiots.
Wow. We're all
Now I know how.
over the age of 5.
Now I know how Satchmo's mouth must have felt.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I've always dreamed of how Satchmo's mouth must have felt. Now I know.
It felt loose and vibrant.
Oh, Satchmo.
Satchmo. What'd you think I meant?
Oh,
I'm
Satchmo.
I'm saying, oh, Satchmo.
Oh, Satchmo. Feed me your salt peanuts.
What?
You never heard that song?
No.
Salt peanuts, salt peanut. It's like a 30s jazz song.
Man, the 30s were stupid.
Satchmo. I see trees of green, red roses too, and Ella Fitzgerald's asshole taking a poo. And I think to myself, man, I'd like to touch that. Who wouldn't like to touch Ella Fitzgerald's asshole? All right, sorry. Let's.
Oh my god,
this is so weird.
This is an odd way to start.
apart from obvious reasons, we are fucked.
Yes, yes.
Dave, I'm gonna have you start.
Okay.
With I can't bring myself to commit an act of deception like that. You're gonna. Why are we fucked this week, David?
I'm just gonna. I know this one's lame. I know this one's boring, but I'm just gonna say it. The dollar stacker is not that good.
Really?
Taco Bell's dollar stacker.
The Belluminati.
Belluminati dollar stacker. Not that good.
I could have told you that before you had to go buy it.
My love affair with the stacker was brief, but the honeymoon is over, and I'm looking around. I'm shopping elsewhere.
Yep.
I was very
My
excited.
mom told me you better shop around.
I was so excited. I had such high hopes.
Yeah.
For the dollar stacker.
That was your problem. You had high hopes about Taco Bell. I am done with Taco Bell.
really?
I'm over it.
Yeah, I think I might be
just
over it.
get sick every time I go there. It's gross.
Oh, really?
I made the mistake one time of opening up a Taco Bell burrito, and I saw what it looked like, and it ruined it for me forever. I just know it's in there and I can't.
Now on the other end of this, I just had Subway earlier today after work.
Yeah.
A lot better than I remember it being.
Subway?
To be honest with you. I got steak and pepper jack with that chipotle sauce, and then I had her put banana peppers on it.
Yeah.
But I had her put the banana peppers on first and then toast it.
Yeah. They'll do it. Yeah.
And that's the way to go.
Right.
Toast the banana peppers.
Now, I'll tell you this.
Yeah, it's good, man.
I have a lot to say about Subway and how much I hate Subway.
Oh, no, I
And
know.
have.
I remember.
And I have.
I remember.
But I still eat it out of necessity sometimes just because it's close, and I don't want to drive that far to Sandwich Factory as good as it is.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Subway. Sometimes we're the one closest to you.
Yeah, right.
you know there's more Subways now in the world than there are McDonald's?
Is that
Or not,
really?
not in the world, I'm sorry, in the United States. There's
Holy
more
fuck.
Subways than there are McDonald's now.
Can that even be true? Because I
Yeah.
pass like 5 of them on my way to work.
Well, think about the fact that like there's the one near us, and then right up the road over on Raccoon, there's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's at least one on Mahoning.
The one downtown
There's
on campus.
there's the one on campus. I think there's one actually downtown too, isn't there? Like
don't know.
on Phelps.
I hope not. Because Subway sucks.
Wait, there's the one on the one right next to Cushwa or whatever, right? That's the one on I guess Lincoln.
Yeah, the one behind Inner
Abraham.
Circle.
Yeah.
Do you think that's who they named the street after?
Oh my god.
I would think it would be Andrew Lincoln.
It's probably Andrew.
Probably
Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln.
Star of TV's Walking Dead and historical figure.
No, so that's actually a true thing, and actually one thing I saw a commercial for McDonald's now has the $1, $2, $3 menu.
Yeah, I
where
saw.
items are $1, $2, and $3.
And you've got more to say.
If that
Clearly.
isn't the biggest indication that McDonald's is on its last legs.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it has like even McDonald's on its last legs is like a behemoth.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
I mean, they're definitely down on the ropes right now, but
Yeah.
they're McDonald's.
Yeah.
They've tried desperately to rebrand their image as something healthy, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's not going
furious
to
with
happen.
them. I'm furious with their dollar menu. Their new dollar menu infuriates
This
me.
is Fat People Problems, presented to you by Dave Dragowski.
Yes. Allow me to tell you more reasons we're fucked because I'm fat. The new dollar menu removes the McDouble. McDouble does not is not on it.
Get out. All right, now I'm angry.
Now what it replaces it with is a $2 McDouble with bacon,
Okay,
which is
That ain't bad.
all right.
All right,
But I
all
didn't
right.
want to spend $2.
right. I wanted to spend $1
I wanted to spend $1.
and get the cheeseburger.
Yes.
Now, there's nothing better than that cheeseburger when you just want something quick to eat before dinner.
Yes.
Like, you're going to eat dinner in an hour and a half, but you're hungry now.
Yeah.
You want $1 McDouble.
Now let's talk about the classic chicken sandwich. The classic chicken sandwich.
The shitty chicken sandwich.
A new sandwich, which is clearly an attempt to crowd in on Chick-fil-A's kind of territory. It's like a breaded.
it's got pickles?
It's got. I could cry right now. It's got one pickle slice.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
One, and a splash of that sauce that they use for the tenders.
Horse semen.
Yeah, horse semen. Just a jizzy dollop.
A jizzy. You could do anything with the dollop.
The
A dollop.
the
of horse
liquefied
semen.
viscera of a different chicken. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah. So wait, no cheese and bacon on this bad
There's
boy?
no cheese. There is no bacon.
Oh.
It's a piece of chicken, a single pickle slice, and a dollop of gooey shit that
Okay.
doesn't cover the whole. And they want $3 for it.
Okay, $3 is bullshit, but I mean, on the other hand, the one you got for $1 wasn't much better. It's a chicken patty, shitty lettuce, and like a little squirt of mayonnaise.
I would so rather have a $1 McChicken that I could take home, cover in as many pickles as I want,
Yeah.
and a splash of, I don't know, barbecue sauce. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm the
whatever.
king.
Okay, I'm the king.
I'm the king.
No,
Did you ever see that video of the guy fucking the dollar chicken?
I have not.
That was the thing.
I don't typically seek these things out.
There's a
What is
video.
this,
Dave, you actually told me about it. There's a video of a
I didn't
guy.
watch it.
I definitely watched it. It's exactly what it sounds like.
fucks a McChicken.
He just fucks a McChicken.
Please tell me it's on Pornhub and it's called I'm Loving It.
Well, it's probably on
Hard.
Pornhub now.
Yeah, hard.
I'm loving it hard.
It's
Yeah.
probably on Pornhub now.
It's exactly what you think it is. It is.
Okay.
It is quite literally 30 seconds of exactly what you're imagining.
Now,
You don't even have to watch it.
I'm telling you what it is.
It's what you think it is.
I was, however, I was told that if you, what was it? It's like the 20-piece chicken nuggets are like $1.50 now.
Right. They're dirt cheap.
For 20 for $1.50. This means that for
that can't be right.
That's right.
This means that for under $10, you can get 120 chicken McNuggets, and they've got to fucking give it to you.
I assure you that's right.
If you roll up there with a
I assure you
$10
that's
bill,
correct.
I think the exact total comes out to $9.63. You can get 120 chicken McNuggets.
Hold on. 20 piece.
For $1.50. He's not lying. I assure you that's correct.
I know he's not lying, but we have to be wrong. This can't be real.
No, I assure you that's correct. 'Cause I was
It doesn't
literally
make
just
sense.
McDonald's is on its last legs.
Yeah.
Also, I'd be fully willing to bet that not all of it is chicken.
Yeah.
Or at least not the edible parts of the chicken.
Let's stay
There's
in this.
probably some eyeballs and brains in there.
Oh,
there.
yeah, for
right.
sure.
All that good
Beaks.
stuff that
Yeah,
the
beaks,
chewy
gizzards.
stuff that's left over after you've eaten the rest of the big
Yeah.
nugget.
Right.
Let's stay in this vein
Cartilage.
here.
Yeah.
I was just at Mickey D's
Yeah,
getting the
stay in
dinner
my vein.
box. Yes.
Please, I invite you.
I was just at McDonald's the other night, and they raised the price of the dinner box again. It started out at $10 even, and it went up to $11 goddamn dollars. Now it's at $11.99.
It's looking less appealing all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I got the box expecting to pay $11, which I'm already not happy about.
For half that price, you can get a pizza from Pizza Hut that will adequately feed
Right.
3 people.
Exactly.
Like,
Well, and that doesn't even come with drinks. So if you're getting drinks with your Mickey D's,
the dinner box doesn't come with a fucking drink.
doesn't come with a fucking drink.
That's bullshit.
It's got supposedly it's enough to feed 4 people or me and my girlfriend.
or on some occasions, just you.
me, right?
Yeah.
But no drinks. So that means you can get 2 medium pizzas from Pizza Hut at $6.99 each.
Yeah.
With a 2 liter of Pepsi included for $1 when you buy the combo.
Yeah.
And you're at about the same price. And you get a drink. And you get 2 whole goddamn pizzas.
And that's enough food for 2 people for like 3 days.
Right.
Like that's
Or me and my girlfriend for one day. Or sometimes just me for 2 evenings.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's kind of funny. I'm like an idiot with math.
I think it's
until-
kind of funny.
I'm an idiot with math until I'm presented with math problems involving McNuggets.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this makes sense to me.
yeah. So that means at $1.50 for 20 McNuggets, each nugget is worth what?
12 cents? No, 6 cents. Right?
Yeah.
6 cents a nugget?
See, I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
that's right. That's right. 6 cents a nugget.
My McNugget math is strong, man. I'm telling you. I do that thing like from that card counter movie or wherever where the numbers are just swirling around my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh, autism.
Yeah, right.
That's what that thing is called.
Definitely,
okay.
we're counting cards. Definitely counting cards.
That thing from Rain Man.
Yeah. I love that.
120 nuggets. 120 nuggets.
6 cents a piece, 6 cents a piece. Uh-oh.
And so that's why we're fucked.
Yes, that's what
I'm
McDonald's.
so incredibly disappointed both in Taco Bell and in McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
I'm just
fast food restaurants that don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
No, they don't care.
Like they know I'm gonna be there like tomorrow.
Right,
night.
exactly.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Be honest here.
Meanwhile, you got Wendy's over here, and they're like,
Killing it.
Yeah.
"Hey, we
Killing
we
it.
put honey mustard on our chicken sandwich now," and it's like, yeah,
that's
that's a
good.
change I can live with.
Right. Yeah. Good guy Wendy's.
It
They're
increasingly.
just careful now, careful, just a little. Okay,
Okay, there we go.
just a little bit.
Wendy's and Burger King, man, fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
They have their own quarter pounder now. Fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
Burger King are the people that woke me to the fact that you can
Straight up woke bay over here.
right. Well, I always got the same order for lunch at work at the Burger King right next door, which was the classic chicken sandwich, the long like sub sandwich looking thing like this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I ordered the combo.
That's what Aubrey always gets.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious,
The
dude.
long burger.
The long burger, right? Well, I ordered the combo, the chicken sandwich, and she's like, "Oh, do you want cheese and bacon on it?" And I actually was in my car, and I went, "I can do that." She's like, "Yeah, it's like an extra 50 cents." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And listen, early recommendation, Put cheese and bacon on your chicken sandwich.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
How could you not?
How could you not? It's
ever since Arby's fucked it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm still. Let me
Steaming about Arby's.
let me talk to you for a minute about that. They took
Previously on Why We're Fucked,
they fucking
the Arby's chicken bacon Swiss.
they put that fucking rabbit food on my sandwich.
It makes me so.
And they put it on some artisan bun.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have the fucking meats, not the lettuce and the tomato.
Yeah.
We have the meats.
Bump, bump, bump.
So anyway,
Fucking garbage. All right. Anyway,
we're
sorry.
fucked because of fast food.
Fast food. Wow, that was.
I'll hand this one off to you guys.
went way
Not
up.
because we eat too much of it, but because it's not the way we like it.
It's not exactly the same ball of shit it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Right.
And now I'm getting mad. And honestly, okay, last one, the grilled stuffed burrito. Taco Bell's grilled stuffed. Do you remember the grilled stuffed
do,
burrito?
uh-huh.
They changed it to the double XL grilled stuffed burrito. They put guacamole on it, which I didn't care for. They
didn't
got
care
rid of
for it.
Baja sauce.
They got rid of Baja Blast for a while.
Yeah.
Those cunts.
They took I can't, I'm not even kidding you. I would get like 3 or maybe 4 of the grilled stuffed burrito and I would eat them all. The artist reenactment.
No, all right. It's enough fast food.
Yeah,
we
enough on that.
we've got to move on here.
So, Chris, why are we fucked?
Okay, so I have two. Both are extremely unrelated, or at least I think. The first
6 degrees of why we're fucked.
first one, I'm going to propose a toast because just this morning, Slayer announced their final farewell tour. They're done. So Slayer is
Bless
done
'em.
this year.
Bless.
Gonna have to go see him.
Unbelievable.
After
all these years.
Christ, I mean, it was like 81 was the first album. So yeah, they're calling it quits. They're gonna be retired.
Good run.
Gonna have to go see them. So the world in general is fucked because Slayer is retiring. The second reason we're fucked is because I have an update on my tire story.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, do we?
I would like to, you know what? I'm glad you saved this one for the podcast because
Yeah.
I wanted to know what happened when you went
So,
back there.
first of all, I have an update. Before we get into this, I have an update from many episodes ago, like months ago. I talked, I think it was like way like on the second or third episode, I was talking about getting my oil changed. And how Valvoline charged me $50 goddamn for a basic oil change.
I think that's
Right.
about what I pay.
Right. Well,
I get the synthetic.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I went to I said on the podcast, I went to the like lube stop place that was behind my girlfriend's old job in Poland. And it was an old guy there. And I'm like, hey, I want a basic oil change and a new set of windshield wipers. I got both of those for $30.
Hell yeah.
So I said I was going to update you the next time I had an oil change, which I didn't. I forgot to do that. I went back to that same place like several months later in the Honda to get my oil changed. Open the door, young kid in there, and he starts on the same fucking sales pitch that they all do.
Oh my God.
So, and I realized something because I went to get my first oil change in the new car yesterday after I got the tire replaced, which I'll get into.
Yeah.
And I pulled up to, I'm never going to Valvoline again. And I went to Jiffy Lube and I pulled in, same thing, old guy, opens up the bay door for me. I said, look, I just want a basic oil change. And he said, all right. And he started doing it. And he did the basic oil change. And the only thing he asked me is like, hey man, you're running low on washer fluid. You want to top it off for $2? I said, yeah, sure.
$2.
And then I was in and out. It cost me $27 for a basic oil change
you go.
and windshield washer fluid. So the moral of that story is, it doesn't matter where you go to get your oil changed. What matters is that you have an old guy who is not interested in doing a sales pitch and trying to get you to buy everything. If you pull up to an oil change place, first of all, never go to Valvoline because it's insanely overpriced.
Yeah.
And second of all, if you go into an oil change place and you see a young guy opening the door and guiding you in, just turn around. Go away.
Yeah.
They're too thirsty, man.
Right, they're too thirsty.
They're too thirsty.
You want the Stanley from The Office.
Right.
It doesn't want to do. I am not offering that discount.
Right. This is the basic.
You can do whatever you want.
But that's what you got to do.
Shit.
So anyway, I got my tires. We talked about it last week or the week before.
I think we talked about it on the podcast that you blew the tire.
I blew the tire. So,
Yeah.
and I think I even said at the time, well, my rational brain kicked in and it's like, no, it probably just blew up. Well, it happened again. Same tire.
Which, of course, I was there for.
You
this
were there
in
for that.
all of its glory.
Yeah. We all I wanted. We had just got done set up for the story. We had just got done doing a favor for a friend working a wedding, like bussing tables. Dave was bartender of the year, earning those tips.
I was straight up Matthew McConaughey. I was all over that bar.
You were killing it. But we got, it was kind of like
I wish I would have seen that.
It was
it was fun. Yeah, it was definitely fun. But it was a very long. Without getting into it, it was long. It was hard, and all I wanted when I got out was a big greasy cheeseburger, and it didn't happen because
Simple
my
request.
fucking tire popped.
Yeah.
Pulling into your house.
Yep.
And
I'm almost certain that it happened when you hit the pothole on New Road.
Okay.
I'm almost certain that's when it happened.
That's fine. But that's according to him, he put a brand new fucking tire on my car.
Is that big one where it curves?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
I don't
God.
remember hitting it. Usually, but
But the thing is, your car should have been able to sustain an
the
impact from one
tires
pothole.
are built for that.
Yeah.
That's quite literally what tires are supposed to do is
Yeah.
go over stuff.
Yeah.
That's why there's treads on them.
Yeah,
Yes.
but Youngstown potholes are like a whole different fucking animal.
They're not that bad compared to the rest of the country. They're bad. They're not as bad as the rest of the country.
You don't have like the Chinese sinkholes or whatever.
I assure you, our infrastructure is crumbling, but not as bad as it is in other parts of the world. But it happened again. So now I'm thinking that I just got like dry rotted tires on the car because here's the thing: the alignment's fine. There's presumably nothing wrong with the rim. Nobody told me anything. I even asked him explicitly when I went in this time. Less happy than last time to change it. There's nothing wrong with the rim. I think I just got rotten tires. So they changed the tire. He said he put a new one on. He said that like the sidewall caved in a little bit, and the excuse that he gave me was that my tires are slimmer tires. The tire size is slimmer, and he said because the song and dance was like, well, because they're good for handling, they're good for brakings, but when you hit a pothole, the air doesn't have anywhere else to displace to, so it tends to blow out the tire a little more easily. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, that's fine, but there's literally thousands of people driving around the city with the same kind of tires. I see Ford Fusions all the time, and they're not constantly blowing out donuts.
But that also doesn't make any sense because like even a fatter tire would like the air just wouldn't displace. If you have it filled to the right PSI, the PSI it's graded for, it wouldn't have anywhere to go anyway, regardless of the size of the tire.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I guess I should check and see how much they're filling my tires up because I'm supposed to have more air in my tires. The standard's like 32, mine's 35. So I guess I should check and see how much they're filling them up.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. But I told him when I went in there, I said, listen, I can't keep doing this. If I come back in, I want a refund. And I'm going to go somewhere else. And I'm already never going to go there again because I'm very angry.
Yeah, no, that's some bullshit.
But it's twice now I've had to like talk myself down from going in there with a half a gallon of gasoline and a chainsaw.
Just bring a chainsaw. They already have the gas in there, I'm sure.
No. Yeah. But so that's the update on the tire thing. And I assure you, if it pops again, there's going to be some trouble.
Yeah.
There's going to be some trouble.
No, this is bad.
Damn well ought to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry, buddy.
That's all right. All right, Ben. What do you got for us here?
We're fucked because guys are creepy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like okay, I spent a little more time lately on Reddit going through my usual cringeworthy subs like nice guys, just neckbeard things.
I was on Cringe Picks today.
Cringe Picks is good. But in out of all of those, I've recently come to learn about a new emergent subreddit in the same kind of vein called Creepy Asterisks.
Yes, I've seen it.
Which
it's horrible.
Which you know how like in middle school or even in high school they were like the scene kids, and I'm guilty of doing this too because I was I had my like anime and video games and DDR phase.
Yeah.
Where they'll emote in asterisks and say like
gives you a hug.
Yeah, they'll describe in
asterisks.
Asterisks.
what they're and obelisks.
Triceratops.
What they'll describe in asterisks what they're doing.
Yeah.
In this weird roleplay fashion. And so it's apparently for whatever reason making a comeback because it is there's enough content to make a subreddit. So I have to assume that it's making some kind of comeback. But all of them, it's definitely it's in the same vein of cringe pics and nice guys.
It's bad.
It's always like sticks his chin up and summons the courage to ask out the most beautiful woman he's ever met. But then what's really awful about it is there's a handful, a couple golden gems where these guys will then just be like, turns around trying not to cry. like in addition to being really fucking awful on its own, it's also a little manipulative, isn't it? Because it's like it's kind of turning it on the person who's saying no and rightfully, saying no rightfully so.
Yeah.
But it's guys are just creeps. Yeah. We can just be real fucking creeps. Not us. Not us.
Certainly not. Certainly, we would never be really creepy to anybody.
Never.
But my favorite of those
certainly not
are when these creepy asterisks guys will hit up like a really normal girl that's not having any of that shit.
Yeah.
And they'll be saying stuff in asterisks, and she'll say something like, "Dude, stop role playing. You're freaking me out."
Or even better, what are you doing?
Yeah, right. Milady. Tips fedora.
Milady. The incels are getting louder and angrier too in the refuges they've scattered to.
Are they really?
It's been maybe it's just my imagination, but it seems like I've been seeing a lot more violent and rapey stuff coming out of their stupid fucking
heads,
grease caked hands. Yeah. It's
freaky.
It's entitlement, and it's bad, man. I'm fortunate enough to have not been that level of weird and desperate.
Autistic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in high school. Sure, there were some awkward moments, but nothing even remotely on this scale. And it's gotta stop.
Yeah,
it's gotta stop, guys. You gotta start taking a little more fucking pride in yourselves and fucking bathe, be a part of society and the world. Fucking wise up. Wise up, guys.
I'm not sure what it's going to take for that stuff to stop. What does freak me out is people... It's already creepy that people have found a community around this kind of thing. Of like, I deserve to be laid, damn it. And I will ensure and find a way to get what I deserve. That's horrifying.
There are plenty of people who make a good living...
Yes.
Screwing people.
You can get a nice handy for I don't know what's
a handy $20. Nothing.
I was gonna say, why don't these guys go out and get themselves a nice handy?
Right.
That's good advice.
I'm talking like call girls, like not just like women down on their luck in the sex trade. I'm talking like people who do this professionally who make $110,000 a year.
Yeah,
you could
these guys can't afford that.
If you're that fucking desperate, you can save. If just fucking deal with it.
And see this,
if you're that worried about it,
this is actually like a really common complaint among guys like these is like, I paid for... I saw one recently where the guy fucking asked her to send the money, like she wasn't interested in a second date. Ooh. And so he told her his email and said, "That's my PayPal, so you can send the money back that I spent on the first date." And
yeah, real good. That's a good way to get women to like you.
So like
asshole.
So like if you're so hung up on the sunken cost fallacy, then why not just pay for something where you're guaranteed to get laid at the end if that's what you care about?
Right. Right. If that's all you care about, there are people who will do that for you.
Yeah. There is a 100% chance you will have sex if you pay a call girl to have sex with you.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And everybody's happy. She's driving a Porsche. Right? You get to not be a fucking loser.
Everyone wins.
Right. Everyone wins.
Everyone wins, except deep down in there somewhere, your pride, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I would never personally.
I'm still saying go get a nice handy.
Because
That's
we
my
get a nice
advice.
handy. Because we know how to meet people.
A sad handy.
Yeah.
Is there anything worse than a sad handy? A slow, gentle, sad handy.
Without eye contact.
Yeah.
Just looking over somewhere else.
A sad handy, and also the girl is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God! What?
Jesus.
Yeah, that might be the
That
worst.
is worse.
A sad
That's the
handy,
worst.
and also the girl is dead. The Benjamin Reese story.
Holy shit! Did we
Oh,
take
God.
a hard
Getting
turn
dark
there?
here. Getting dark.
The story of my life, a sad hand job.
This is the story of a girl who died and then gave me a hand job.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I
Gross.
don't like this anymore.
Though she looks so pale and corpsey there.
All right.
Anyway, but did you ever hear Gilbert Gottfried tell the joke about the guy who goes into a brothel and he goes up to the madam and he says, "Oh, I've got like $5. What'll that get me?" And she says, "Well, I've got a dead girl upstairs. I've got a dead hooker upstairs." And he's like, "She good?" And she says, "You know, I mean, guys usually leave pretty satisfied." He's like, "Fine, fuck it, I'll give it a shot." So he hands over his $5. He goes up and spends some time with the dead hooker, and he comes back down and the madam says, "How was it?" And he says, "Oh, it was great. The only problem was her nose kept running." And she says, "Oh, she's probably full."
Oh
Yeah. Hey, the jokes are supposed to be my thing.
I had to tell.
That's good. That's good.
That's just sick.
It's too good. Now imagine Gilbert Gottfried telling it.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Oh, God.
All right. So when we come back,
Yeah.
I will introduce my pitch for a segment.
Nice. A new segment.
Hopefully this generates a little bit of discussion beyond just the. You'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Hopefully this Rick generates. Sorry.
Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies.
All right. We'll be back in a little bit.
Yep.
Beep. Bye. Beep.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
We're on the Three Dudes podcast, and we are your humble hosts, Slam,
Ham.
Durg.
and we
Durg.
and we are trying to find the replacement for the cherished Schmorpin and Dorpin. The segment is dead. Long live the segment.
Yes. We had a little funeral for it out back.
We did.
We buried a beer stein with a cigar stub in it.
Now, I want you to answer me.
Want me?
Riddle you this.
Now, I want you to answer me this question and tell me whether it is reality or bullshit.
Ooh, okay.
I
This is
like
going to
it.
be fun.
All right, so as you know, the human body has many muscles, muscle groups. All of them perform different things, have different strengths and weaknesses. But relative to its size, the tongue is actually the strongest muscle in the human body. Is that real or is that bullshit?
I'm going to say that that's real.
Relative to its size.
Relative to its size. In other words, if all the muscles were the same size, the tongue would be able to lift the most.
At least mine is. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey!
Woo! Cunnilingus joke. Woo!
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that sure seems accurate, but I don't know. I don't know.
You got a 50-50 chance of being right either way.
I think the butt. I think your butt muscles
Relative
like
to its size?
like
They're
the like the sphincter.
No, like your butt cheek muscles.
Oh,
like,
your butt cheek
I can
muscles.
make myself lift off my chair a little bit with them puppies.
The gluteus
yeah,
maximus.
I can flex my butt and lift a little.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's like it's like the reverse Kegel.
kind of. Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking of some bullshit.
Isn't the reverse Kegel just taking a shit?
Yeah, probably.
Kind of.
It's the opposite of clenching for sure.
Well,
right.
all right, go ahead.
So we're getting back to just poop and butts again.
I
That's
know.
going to be
And butts.
the
I
hallmark
realize
of
that, yeah.
Season 2, it's pooping butts.
Yeah.
Season 2, it's pooping. It's pooping butt.
It's pooping butts.
pooping butts with the Eyewitness News.
It's just little
Just
butts.
a row of butts on a fence, and they're all pooping in alternate
And
time.
they're pooping butts out.
And
That's what I'm saying.
And the sound makes Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yeah, I like it. I'm saying bullshit.
All right, so Chris, you say it's reality.
I say it's reality.
Dave, you say it's bullshit.
Yeah.
The tongue is the
Yeah.
strongest muscle relative to its size.
No kidding.
Which
On you, maybe.
on you maybe. Yeah, or in the words of Homer Simpson, what about the wiener? I saw a guy on TV lift a can of paint with his.
The wiener.
The wiener.
What about the weeder?
What about the wiener, man?
What about the wiener?
What about the wiener?
What about the wiener with Dave Dragowski?
Guys, we're back with another episode. What about the wiener? Let's talk about it. How about that thing? Isn't it funny looking? Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, and when you think about it, I've heard before someone described the process of digestion and how it's the most metal thing ever. And at one point, it says, your food is smashed by bone protrusions and then pushed into a pool of acid by a meat tentacle in your mouth.
That's pretty
That is
accurate.
pretty metal.
The tongue really is a terrifyingly articulate piece of he says, stumbling over his words.
I would hate to be eaten by some giant creature.
Yeah.
That'd be terrifying to me.
Yeah, it's responsible for all of our speech, all of our complex speech patterns. It's responsible for getting food from our mouth to our stomach,
And a few other things.
Couple other things.
and some
a
other
couple-
things.
And some other stuff.
Couple other things. That,
Girl's best friend.
couple other things that I enjoy very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. My best Obama. That's Obama doing cunnilingus. Actually enjoy that very much. Thank you.
That's your impression of an impression.
yeah, it is.
Step aside, lingua franca. The most popular Latin hashtag is lingua Obama.
Ben, I gotta tell you,
that's a fact.
I like that idea. I would love to do factor bullshit on your next episode.
Believe me, I will. I'm going to accumulate as many facts that sound like they aren't true and bullshit that sounds like it is true. As much of those as I can.
I will tell you, everybody I talked to really was looking forward to what you came up with in particular. They wanted to know, like, is he going to do like a history factoid? They all wanted some kind of factoid. So you're kinda like, right.
This is but I mean it's I figured it's got to be something that we can interact with beyond just saying, huh, interesting.
How about that?
Sure.
Like the joke is good because everyone gets something out of a good joke.
Sure.
The would you rather is good, of course, because it involves everyone in the discussion.
Right.
So I think that's going to be my contender.
Cool.
Because I do love my little facts. My sponge brain just kind of soaks them up.
It up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this. I think this segment, whoever's hosting, whatever they decide is good enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like it doesn't have to be, because that way it's never boring.
Yeah, we can kind of get in a pattern. We can try different things.
Right.
Whatever. Fuck it. It's the warm up for the episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can
Speaking
be whatever
of
we
which,
want.
Yes.
What are we doing this week?
Speaking of which,
Burger to burr.
I've got a topic here. I've been saving this. I was so proud when I thought of this topic because I think we're gonna get quite a bit of mileage out of it. We talk a lot on the show about a lot about the shit we like.
Yeah.
Like food, like music, butts.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, it is.
I'm an ass man, so.
But, and this is something I think that everyone to some degree always has. The things that you like but you don't want to talk about, your guilty pleasures. What are some things that like someone who meets you, someone who knows you, like maybe wouldn't expect you to be all about, you know?
Sure.
Oh my god. Okay, I got one right now.
Okay.
I got one right now.
That's a first, because you're usually like, come back to me.
Yeah, come back to me. I don't know.
Like you're at the dinner table and we're all ordering. Right. He's like, does that come with soup?
Or it doesn't? Oh, I gotta think a little bit more about that.
Unlimited breadsticks. Yes. Yes.
I have one.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know if it's necessarily guilty, but it's definitely, I surprised
It's
myself.
definitely a pleasure. It's masturbation.
I surprised myself last night.
I don't feel guilty when I'm doing it, only after.
I was, last night, before bed, I was walking around just kind of, turning off lights and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, that Starship song, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now.
Oh man, I dig that song.
I love that fucking song, and I felt like such a dummy because I'm walking around my house, and we can, like I'm like, this thing together. Yes, I'm like getting in bed with my dog listening to this song.
Stop us now.
Yeah, and I realized like I feel a little embarrassed of how much I like this song, but it was just, I guess it was like part of my childhood or whatever.
Sure.
My parents listened to it.
Starship.
There's not really there aren't really songs like that now. I mean,
No, you can't get away with a lot of those anymore.
Like late 70s and 80s pop are definitely like on a more positive kind of bent. They're holding out for a hero.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me that song doesn't get you fucking pumped up. you know?
Right. But you're right. They don't make songs like that anymore.
Jesse's Girl. I love Jesse's Girl.
Yeah.
Why can't I find a woman like that?
Yeah. Jesse is a friend.
Oh yeah, it's the modern day proof rock. Really,
Yeah,
it's the thing that every man can relate to
Right.
at some point in their lives.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such 80s cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's songs like that. I'm sure there's lots more of them where I'm like, I want to listen to this, but I kind of don't want anyone to see me listening to it.
You know what I was listening to? Actually, speaking of, we were talking about Dr. Hook. I was talking about Dr. Hook earlier. I was listening to the Dr. Hook song, cover of a Rolling Stone. Did you ever hear that song?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cover of a Rolling Stone?
Like, I want to be on the cover of a Rolling Stone. It is the.
Oh.
It is like the.
I thought you were saying it's a cover of a Rolling Stone song.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to play just like a stupid little snippet of this song.
Do it.
Because it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Okay. I want to hear this.
But yeah, no, there's like you can't get away with songs like that anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. The trend has changed.
Yeah, we were talking about Trisha and I are both like fans of all kinds of music,
Yeah.
and there's just like, especially those old songs, you can't get away, like a song like At Last or All I Have to Do Is Dream by the Everly Brothers. Did you ever hear that song?
Yeah.
Literally anything by Air Supply.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's certain things that just won't happen again.
Yeah.
They just won't.
Hair metal.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It makes me really sad that hair metal's never kind of come back, and that I think is a big guilty pleasure for me, because like I don't think I'll ever get enough Warrant or fucking White Snake to satisfy my need for hair metal.
Right.
It's the kind of thing that always makes you want to get a perm and dance around in sweatpants in the front yard.
This is like I love the rising guitar. I like just play that shit on the top of a mountain and fling your fucking gigantic hair back.
Here's the thing: as people shit on that music, those guys were virtuosos, man. Like, those dudes could fucking rip.
There's no denying the talent there. Later Van Halen also
sure.
it gets a bad rap, but like right now, if
Van Hagar,
If later Van Halen, and I pictured Van Halen in later Hosen.
Later Van Halen.
Welcome to the show.
No, if you go to a gym even semi-regularly and you don't have Van Halen's Right Now on your workout playlist, you're doing it wrong.
That's a good one. All right. So this is Dr. Hook's cover of a Rolling Stone.
All right, let's hear some.
I don't believe it.
It's so 70s.
Don't touch me.
Hey, Sugar, tell them who we are.
Fucking catchy.
We're big rock singers. We got golden fingers, and we're loved everywhere we go.
Oh, I like
It's
this.
like proto Tenacious D.
Yeah.
And we sing about
Dr. Hook, man.
$10,000 a show, right? We take all kind of pills to give us all kind of thrills, but the thrill we've never known.
Man,
It's the thrill
it's
that'll
catchy.
get you when you get your picture on the cover of
The Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone.
Wanna see my picture on the cover? Wanna buy 5 copies for my mother?
Makes me feel really good.
I know, right?
On the cover of the Rolling Stone.
And takedown request.
Right, yeah. I mean,
right.
if we only play a part of the song, does it count?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because we're
I don't think it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
I don't think Dr.
Well-
Hook's scouring the internet for but no, it's cutesy little shit like that
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't get away with now.
Do you
Yeah.
do you remember Leonard Nimoy once put out a song about Bilbo Baggins?
Yeah, yeah. I think you played that for me a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember this.
Bilbo Baggins, only 3 feet tall.
Oh wait, maybe.
And he's like playing guitar in in the Shire with a bunch of flower children all around. I mean, this is early 70s.
Wow.
It's the weirdest fucking thing I think
is
you'll ever
weird.
see. But yeah, I mean musically, sure, it's a great source of guilty pleasure stuff. Like I don't know that I can ever stop listening to a select few Justin Timberlake songs.
Oh, he's good, man. No, never feel guilty about that. JT's really good.
Rock Your Body has such a fucking cool beat.
funky as fuck.
I can't. I just
You
can't
got to
help
bob
it.
your head to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
all his stuff is super
That's
catchy.
what the title track from Future Sex Love Sounds, right? Isn't it the title track that I'm thinking
Yeah.
of? It's a great.
I wanna rock your body, please stay.
Bing, bing, ding, ding.
Talk to me, boy. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's funky, man. Well, and you know what? That's the thing. There's this subsect of music that's like, it's coming back. Like it's coming back around to the old '60s Motown kind of vibe. There's a lot
Yeah.
of soul and a lot of funk.
Look no further than Bruno Mars for
right?
that.
Perfect. Or CeeLo Green. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Amy Winehouse a little earlier on.
Sure.
You know, like, there's a lot of that kind of music that's coming back around.
On
which is-
that Quincy Jones album, she had a cover of "It's My Party," and it's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, she's killer, man. She's killer. Gone way too soon.
Yeah.
Is it both of those albums that she did are?
She's in the 27 Club, right?
Yeah, she's in 27.
God.
Club. Yeah, it sucks, man.
Man, I wish I was in the 27 Club. I wish I were dead.
I know. Me too.
I was talking with someone about that recently. Like, I really thought for a minute there, I was like, oh, I'm going to be one of the cool ones.
Every disaffected boy thinks they're going to be part of the 27 Club.
Yeah, it's all I wanted was to die at 27. That's all I wanted. And then 28 rolled around and went, ah, shit.
Fuck. Well, I can't be a fucking rock star anymore. Even if I do, I'm gonna in my 60s. I'm gonna come out with some shitty Christmas album.
Yeah.
People are gonna make fun of it on the internet.
You know what? Wouldn't it be just great to just be like a songwriter, like working like a lot in total obscurity and then be discovered after you're gone? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? You don't get to enjoy it, but wouldn't that be cool?
Old Blind Willie was one of those.
Yeah.
He wasn't discovered until well after his death. He died penniless.
Yeah.
A
lot of those good. Robert Johnson.
Carl Sagan petitioned to have his music put on the Voyager probe that was sent beyond the reaches of our galaxy as an
Yeah.
example of human music.
Human music. I like it.
Yeah, so now his music is out there beyond the stars somewhere.
Very cool. Well,
where
a
is
lot of
that
those
thing?
old blues, like Sunhouse is one of my favorite blues musicians ever. And Sunhouse like stopped playing the guitar until somebody, people listened to his music, the British Invasion, and all these British artists came over and found him and dug him up. And, I can't remember. There was a guitar player from one band who was such a big fan of his that he took him on tour with them and basically had to reteach him how to play the slide guitar because he hadn't really done it in so long. Wow. And some of the cuts that he did like in the 60s, the late 60s when he was older and are just fucking like, oh my God,
shit.
that guy. Jack White did a cover of Dead Letter Blues, which is really good, but nothing compares to the original, man.
Wow.
Also musically, I ever since you started getting me into classic hip hop, I've been, just digging it immensely, especially East Coast stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And so it really highlights the differences between that and like the kind of schlock that rappers make today.
Yeah.
Schlock. With rare exceptions, of course, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem.
And there's good rap under there.
Right.
Chance the Rapper's really good. Kendrick's really good. Cudi was really good.
Yeah. But my definite guilty pleasure for like post millennial rap is got to be Turned Down for What.
Yeah.
Like because after every Turned Down for What, it builds on the rhythm before it. It's a dynamic beat that just kind of grows and builds as the song goes on, and it gets really fucking intense.
And everybody shouts.
Sometimes I'll stop and just think about the video for that song and laugh my ass off. Just they're like powerless to resist this jiggling ass thing. Yeah. And it's like people like, no, I can't, my ass, and it's like jiggling all over. And
it really, the song and the video really almost do go into like this like Beastie Boys-esque,
just crazy.
Just like, lampooning party culture almost.
Like when it was cool for shit to be zany and not be embarrassed about it at all.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever seen some of the music videos that Major Lazer has done?
No.
They are the peak of insanity.
No shit.
I got to see them at Electric Zoo one year, and their live shows are no less insane.
Yeah.
I watched a dude jump off a 12-foot ladder. No, he actually got up on the 12-foot ladder and then climbed up onto one of the stage supports. So he was probably like 15, 20 feet up in the air, jumped off this fucking thing onto a girl lying down on the stage and just started fucking humping the shit out of her.
Jesus Christ.
It's called daggering. It's apparently big in Jamaica.
Oh my God.
It really is just trick humping.
Wow.
It doesn't require a massive jump, but it does require that you come up with creative ways to grind and hump your dance partner.
So trick humping in the sense that there's a trick, like an elaborate way of doing it, not like surprise humping.
And under this cloth is my cock.
Over here, I'm gonna put a rabbit in this hat.
Yeah, like
now it's gone. Now it's my penis.
It's like daggering is to daggering would be to break dancing what tech deck would be to actual skateboarding, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I get that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's completely insane. I gotta show you some videos when we go out there, but I like when music videos just don't take themselves too seriously and just there's no real context for what's going on other than that they want you to remember the music video and therefore the song. That's really why they do it, isn't it? It must be.
Yeah, I think probably. I don't know. I'm trying to think about more guilty pleasure shows.
I got one.
Well, movies, shows.
I got one here. When it was first on and popular, it's gone now, but when it was first on, I religiously watched 16 and Pregnant on MTV. I'm not joking. Like, religiously watched that show. It was like, and you guys know, I'm not that guy. Like, the movies and the TV I watch, I'm a fucking snob. Like, I can't.
You don't got a lot of time to waste.
Yeah, I don't do like the network TV bullshit because none of it's ever good.
Especially reality TV.
Yeah, especially reality TV. I don't fall for that shit like everybody.
Yeah.
But that was the one thing that I just fucking ate up for some reason. I don't know why. But I like religiously watched the first 3 seasons of that show. Like religiously.
What can you tell me about it? Because I've never ever seen an episode.
It's quite literally just what it sounds like. They profile. It was kind of like. Do you remember MTV used to have True Life? Do you remember True Life?
Very vaguely. I wasn't really allowed to watch MTV when I was a kid.
True Life was almost like the first reality show, and MTV did it, in the early 90s. And they would take like a subject like True Life, I'm living with depression, or True Life, I'm polyamorous, or True Life, I'm a kleptomaniac. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. 16, and they would just take a couple people who are living with this stuff and then profile them. 16 and Pregnant was like that, but with a set of like eight girls who are going through being pregnant and then having the baby and then you know, obviously when you're 16, most of the dads were like shitheads, except for a select few dudes who just fucking killed it.
Like, let's not worry about it. We'll just put it up for adoption.
Right. Well, no, like not even that, but like have the baby and then they like don't want to be part of the baby's life. And you're like that
sure.
kind of, you know what I mean? So, and it just, for some reason, I just fucking ate that up.
Did you ever see Juno?
Yeah. I love that. That's my mom's favorite movie.
J.K.
That's a really
Simmons
good
is her dad in that.
Yeah.
And yeah, his attitude towards his daughter being pregnant is pretty relaxed and chill.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, you can't take it back. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
it's,
yeah.
you know, but the show, there were, I don't know how to explain it. It was just, and they did 2 seasons with the same girls, and they did another season with new girls, and they would always, you know, kind of like the Real Housewives do now, except ad nauseum.
Yeah.
You know, they used to, at the end of the season, they would do like a discussion to see where everything's at. And you got to see all these dickhead asshole guys get drug out, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know why, I just ate it up.
I know what you mean.
Something about like that human drama.
Yeah.
You know,
There's something irresistible about
I liked it because
people behaving badly, I guess. I don't know.
Why do you think Jerry Springer has so many viewers?
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
I liked it because it wasn't phony. It didn't feel like they scripted any of it. It felt like they were actually just videotaping these people, which is why True Life worked, I think, too.
Sure.
You know, they were just videotaping these girls going through like the hardest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just fucking ate it up for some reason.
I just derive a lot of satisfaction
from that.
Oh
my
God! Excuse me.
I had to leave you.
I had to expel that motherfucker from my body.
I'm having a hard time thinking because honestly, the kind of stuff that I like that I'm excited about, I'm not really like embarrassed about it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think that comes with a certain level of maturity. Like, you know, if you're you know in a place where you feel like, you know, you're trying to make as many friends as possible and reputation matters. I'm thinking mostly of high school. You know, you're of course not gonna be like, you know, yeah, I like fast cars. I like women with big boobies, but I also like scented candles.
Boobies. Who doesn't like scented
I
candles?
love a good scented candle.
Of course, I want my fucking space to smell nice. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want it to smell like me
I don't want it to smell like farts and Slim Jims all the time.
all the time, even after I shower. It's just
You know me, I got that
Radiates off of
farty
me.
Slim Jim essence.
it's just
There he is.
it's just embedded itself in my chair like a blood stain, and just will not be lifted.
you go to sit in your computer chair and it's just wafted up, like just visible.
It puffs out of the pillow you sit on.
Yo, I've seen some of the fucking battle stations that people post on 4chan. Like they're there's one that's just
disgusting.
I don't know about this.
there's it's impossible to describe. You'd have to see them, but basically it's just like litter and crust everywhere. There's one in a fucking basement crawl space where like there's like a cot there for him to lay under the floorboards, and like there's a monitor, and it's appalling.
People live like Buffalo Bill.
And then Buffalo Bill, but with a shitload of anime posters all over the place.
You can use my phone.
Which also
gives me the willies.
Which also, speaking of guilty pleasures, anime.
Yeah.
I hate anime because of the kind of people who are generally associated with watching anime.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great point. We sat down and watched together how many episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
It's fucking great, isn't it?
It was awesome. I super loved it. I didn't really expect to love it as much as I did, and I started to. The problem is, I felt like I couldn't talk to anyone about it.
Yeah. 'Cause
like a handful of people, I could be like, I really enjoyed this.
yeah.
Yeah. So, well, see, there's the people that like it because it's a case study in like depression and acceptance and anger and you know, wanting to be separated from the world at large. And then there's the people that like it because it features teenage girls in skin tight bodysuits.
Oh, okay.
Which, you know, is
No, go ahead.
which is
Teenage girls and skin tight bodysuits.
and that's cool. That's cool.
That's cool, man.
The Ben Reese
She
story.
needs money.
That's cool, man.
No, but if you've never given it a shot, I've recommended JoJo's Bizarre Adventure before on the show.
Yeah.
I'm on part 3 now. It's a bit different from parts 1 and 2. Like I already said, that to be continued meme that was all over YouTube. That's where it comes from. Where the episode ends and it plays Roundabout by Yes. Yeah.
Great mouth guitar, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, it's a fun show. But Big O is probably one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen.
Okay.
It revolves around a man named Roger the Negotiator. And if this
Roger, the negotiator.
Well, seriously, he's like a freelance, like people hire him to like negotiate hostage situations and shit like that.
That's kind of cool, actually.
The art style is heavily influenced from the by the Bruce Timm Batman animated series, so it's very like stark black and white, very neo noir kind of look, and it's really cool. And it takes place in a city shrouded by mystery because nobody in the city can remember anything before 30 years ago.
That's weird.
And things get weirder when an android shows up resembling a billionaire's daughter, and he has to rescue her. So it's a real fucking trip.
I dig that.
And of course, there's giant robots. Big O, the titular Big O, is the giant robot in question that Roger breaks out in extreme emergencies.
Titular,
eponymous.
Titular
not-
Big O.
I'm not a super big anime fan, but there were a couple that I just like that just suck you in. Definitely Bebop. Everybody should watch Bebop. It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
They could have done Bebop live action. You know what I mean? Like the testament of a good anime is one that would work with a real cast of people.
I think the testament of a good anime is one that doesn't follow the tropes.
Yeah, sure.
Or at least if it does follow the tropes, it lampoons them in a way like JoJo does that. It takes like I said before, a punch that takes a half a second will take 5 seconds to explain why it's why it's gonna really hurt this guy. It deliberately cranks all those up to 11.
Yeah.
But no, goofy faces or tinier versions of the main characters doing adorable things.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? Like, I still love Dragon Ball. And moreover, DBZ Abridged, which just go watch that. Just go. If you've ever watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z in your life, go watch DBZ Abridged. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Hey,
so funny.
That new DBZ Fighters comes out Friday.
I know.
Fucking hype.
It's gonna be so fucking cool.
I don't know if you've seen gameplay from this, but it looks
it's so fucking
incredible.
Well, and there's little Easter egg. Tyler was telling me there's little Easter eggs that are thrown in there. So like, if it's because teams of 3, right? And they
okay,
and like you could just like let them have
so it's like it's like a Marvel versus Capcom type deal,
right? So like there's little Easter eggs, like if you're Nappa and you're fighting Yamcha and you kill Yamcha. I
saw that.
Yeah, you basically you plant seeds in the ground, you grow a Cyberman and it kills him, and then he ends up in that dumb little fetal position that he dies in the show.
Wow.
Yeah, poor Yamcha.
So this is an official licensed DBZ property?
Please support the official release.
Yeah, this is an actual official thing.
Yeah,
no kidding.
It's gonna be sick, dude. It's gonna be sick.
Everything that comes out about it looks even more promising than the last thing.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I saw today that if you're Yamcha and you beat Nappa in the fight, Nappa also actually dies in that pose.
Yeah. That's
just
really
like
funny.
lying in the crater.
Yeah. I'll give you a guilty pleasure. And it's guilty because it's guilty because it's EA who objectively are the worst. And continue to be ranked the worst by anyone who plays games. And the launch of the game was terrible. It was SimCity when they launched SimCity.
I remember that.
Right.
Not
you had
only-
to be online constant. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. You had to be online constantly. The game didn't work properly. You couldn't half the time you couldn't sign on.
That's right. On launch,
the capacity.
On launch, the servers were
yeah, and
Because
then
EA always fucks that up somehow.
right, and then you finally get in, and it wasn't working. It was buggy as hell, and I kept playing anyway.
The better version of that is City Skylines.
Right, which is what I should have been playing anyway. What I should be playing now. But I have to. There's just something about it. I just fucking love SimCity, and I hate that I gave EA my money and continued to prop up this product by playing it over and over again. But I just loved it.
Every year they release something, and I'm like, oh man, that looks cool. And then every year I don't buy it.
Yep.
And every year I'm happy that I don't buy it.
Yeah.
The last one was Battlefront 2, which which thankfully all that fucking shit came out right before launch.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to waste my money.
Yeah, you didn't have to have the moral quandary of whether or not to buy Battlefront. They made it real easy for you.
Right. Yeah. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
And I love the Battlefield games. Battlefield 1 was good. But even then, like it was better than it had been, but they still boffed the launch with server issues and
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, EA, I just can't bring myself to do any EA shit anymore.
But in gaming, isn't that the ultimate guilty pleasure? Is an EA game you really, really want?
Yeah, I mean, you remember when I spent a lot of my tax return on an Xbox One so I could play NHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I was about to say they make good sports games, but then I remember I was watching some Madden 18 rage.
Oh God, it's horrible.
It looks just awful.
It's broken, dude. It's fucking broken and has been broken, which is why the NCAA games were consistently, on the rise because the different teams working on those games, and the NCAA team did way better.
Yeah.
But Madden 18 is fucking broken. I had Madden 17, and that was less broken, but still broken. Like it's just some of the shit is like is realistic enough, but here's the problem: is it's animations. It's all all the stuff is done on strict animations, which means that on some level your gameplay is scripted.
Yep.
So like before you snap the ball. On certain plays, it's already determined that you're going to get sacked or you're going to fumble. Or like when the ball leaves your hand,
That's so fucking
it's
stupid.
already determined that it's going to be an interception. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's irritating.
Or
but then I guess that's on some level that's like
Sure.
how
There's-
reality works too. I mean,
sure,
like,
but there's a
only gonna
slider for
happen
that
one way.
in any game, any sports game. There's a slider for that. It's called computer CPU difficulty adjustment.
Right.
Meaning, if you start doing too good, the computer will adjust the difficulty around how good you're doing.
Right.
And that's something that like every time that I like to fuck with the sliders on all sports games that I get to make it as realistic as possible. Yeah. And the one thing I do is turn that down or off basically. Like there's like an NHL, there's two. There's difficulty adjustment, which I usually shut all the way down, and then strategy adjustment, which makes way more sense. Like the computer adjusts the strategy to how they play based on how you're doing, not how good they're going to do based on how you're doing. You know what I mean?
If they really want to make it accurate, they'd add a slider for the maximum amount you're allowed to bribe a ref.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh no, player 2 used bribe.
If we're being honest, the NFL also, I guess, is my guilty pleasure. I don't, and I use the term pleasure very loosely because I take far more pleasure in college ball and the NHL. But it's one of those things because we're in football country. Northeast Ohio, we're absolutely in the heart of football country, and it's sort of expected, by like the people you work with or by the people you see. Like, if someone asks you, hey, you see the Browns game last night? You're like, yeah, of course I did. Even though, you'd probably be, watching hockey or jacking off or playing,
Or jacking off to hockey.
yeah, or jacking off to hockey, or
Like you do.
playing Quake or jacking off to Quake.
Yeah.
Well, now football is becoming an increasingly guilty pleasure too, because I don't know if you guys have heard about this study that was conducted over like a 10-year period. The results are finally in, and they're finding that like even impacts that don't result in concussions are definitely heavily contributing to CTE.
But, and here's a counterpoint, The NFL says that's bullshit. Who are you really gonna believe?
Who do you believe? You believe Mr. Scientist over here?
Here's the thing. Here's my argument to that.
Or do you want these chicken wings? And every game on 4 TVs.
Yep.
And look, here's Charlie Day to sell it to us.
I don't know what to do. I don't know who to believe now.
You're laughing. I have NHL.tv and I can watch 4 fucking games at once.
Yeah,
and it is
but
incredible.
But the NHL at least takes concussions
seriously
a little more seriously
Yeah, a
than the
little more
NFL
seriously,
does.
for sure.
The players for sure take it more seriously,
seriously.
and they're not shut up by the league when they talk about them.
Yeah.
There I know is an open day of awareness for the mental health problems that come from CTE and how it's resulted in the suicide of a few professional players over the years.
Well, the New York Times recently broke a huge article about it, wherein they studied over 100 brains of former football players.
I think this is what I'm talking about here. I heard it on NPR.
Well, it started actually. It was not Roger Staubach. It was my hero, Kenny Stabler, who used to play with the Oakland Raiders and that great '70s Raiders team. One of the best quarterbacks ever. He was the one when he was older who said, "I want
The dingle chips." You left too much of a pause. You can't say "I want" and then not get the dingle chips.
Oh God!
I said "I want"
The dingle chips. Yeah, Kenny Stabler was a huge Barry Dingles fan.
as we all know, it is known.
It is known.
It is known.
No, he was the one who started that. He was the one who said, "I want them to look at my."
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Do continue, please.
He was the one who said, "I want them to look at my brain and see what's wrong."
Yeah.
And that's kind of what sparked the whole thing. So they took brains from players, and over 100 players,
Living players.
they just took them out.
Yeah. Just gonna borrow Dan Marino's brain for a minute.
But no, they
just put it right back in. It'll be fine.
Yeah, he could run on autopilot. Yep. Yeah.
Put it under a magnifying glass for 2 seconds. Yes, I see.
If you look over here, you'll see the football region of the brain. It's shaped like a big football.
But no,
This one says "fuck the Hawks."
Ken Stabler said, I want my brain looked at, and he was one of the brains that they did for this study. Of the over 100 that they did, only one did not exhibit symptoms of CTE. It's like it happens. Particularly with linemen, defensive linemen and offensive linemen, because they're the ones who get the most impact.
Yeah.
But lots of quarterbacks, lots of running backs.
Right.
They did safeties. They did like defensive positions that are typically away from the ball a lot of the time. And even then, they're seeing symptoms of CTE, which I would. Here's the other thing. Like I'm amazed that people didn't realize that this is bad for you. Football on some level is barbaric.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Any contact sport on some level is barbaric because it's, it's just us. It's basically us in the Roman Coliseum. It's just a little more organized.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean?
The more you find out that people's brains are getting fucked up, the more it feels like brutal blood sport.
Right.
A little more organized and only slightly less fixed.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah, and I mean, on the one hand, like I get it. You don't want like your big money makers, and you don't want your quarterbacks necessarily to be hurt. But on the other hand, fuck the roughing the passer penalty,
Yeah.
or at least fuck what it's become.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's not that in the NCAA. The NCAA
Right.
still plays, for the most part, old school football, with the exception of the targeting rule, which is a rule that should be enforced. Targeting, and for people who are who don't know, targeting in football is a big penalty where like you're leading with your helmet, you're going under the chin or you're attacking the head. Basically.
Yeah, setting out to hurt the other player.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where like I do think it gets thrown too much, but it's all from a place that makes sense. They're trying to protect the players, you know what I mean?
And that's to the credit of officials, that's got to be really fucking tough. Like how do you balance, letting them play the game versus, not wanting them to, develop Parkinson's at, 50 or 60.
Right. Yeah. That's a real toughie.
I have a love-hate relationship with the NFL. It's mostly hate at this point. I'm just over it. And maybe part of it is because I like,
Roger Goodell eats children.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Fuck that guy. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's certainly no Pete Rozelle.
Nah.
But it's like, maybe it's because I was a Browns fan and they suck. But I like, the more I just watch pro football and it just bores me. Every game, especially now, and this is a good example because we're in the playoffs, every game is decided in the last 30 seconds.
Oh, we're done with playoffs. We're at the Super Bowl.
We're at the Super Bowl now. But I mean, like, every game is decided by some crazy miracle that happens in the last 30 seconds.
Yep.
Patriots. And it's just like...
Did you see that picture of the ref getting in on the touchdown celebration? Like, what the fuck?
Come on, man.
Like, if you don't believe that the NFL is at least a little bit fixed, you're deluding yourself.
Right.
You're absolutely deluding.
The thing is, like, when I watch, I like a close football game.
Yeah.
And the football, like, the national championship, good example, win in overtime. But, like, that was a game where I watched the progression happen. It wasn't just, like, a miracle thing where it happened in the last 5 minutes.
Right.
Like, you watched Saban make the decision, make the change to switch the quarterback out, and then things start happening. You know what I mean? Like, you're watching the change. It's not just like a miracle. Oh, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady turned his difficulty up to Heisman mode. And now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's like his adaptive difficulty is kicking in.
Exactly.
The same thing happens in hockey and it happens in baseball.
Yeah.
When you change a pitcher in baseball, you can immediately see what's changing.
Right.
And you can also immediately see if it's not making a goddamn difference at all.
Exactly. Right.
But it's you're absolutely right. In the NFL, it's definitely, I don't know. It's a little the momentum it seems a little, I don't know, handled by outside forces perhaps.
And I assure you, there will be another Patriots Super Bowl this year. I assure you. Here's I'll make it a
Who's
prediction.
going to the Super Bowl right now?
The Eagles and the Pats.
The Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots. I've got family in Eastern Pennsylvania who really have been waiting for this chance for the Eagles for a long time.
Sure. Well,
Tom
you know,
Pugh's a big Eagles fan. Our buddy Tom Pugh.
Yeah.
Right. And I fucking hate Philadelphia. I hate
Yeah.
everything about that city except for the Liberty Bell.
And the cheesesteaks.
Yeah, and the cheesesteaks. But
Don't forget the cheesesteaks.
And Benjamin Franklin.
But like,
Benjamin Franklin.
as a fan base, as a sports town, fuck Philadelphia. But I'm gonna have to root for him. Even though, here's what's gonna happen: the Eagles at the start of the fourth quarter are gonna be up by 10 points, and Tom Brady will come back and win it by 4 for the Patriots.
Yeah, there's gonna be some roughing the passer or pass
something.
interference call
There's
against
gonna
the
be-
Eagles at right at the critical moment, like a minute or two into the fourth quarter. There's gonna be that big call,
Right.
that gives the Patriots the bump they need.
Or, and you know what? I'm gonna make an even further prediction. You're gonna see a controversial catch, because that happens
Yeah.
every fucking month in the NFL.
No one knows what a catch is anymore
Right.
in the NFL.
And like every single one of those catches that they were worried about in the NFL over the past couple months, I'm looking at all of them and I'm going, all right, that's a catch in the NCAA.
Yeah.
Like there's no question, it's done, right? You know what I mean?
So keeping it on the sports topic though. How about watching golf on television?
Yeah.
I think that's a guilty pleasure.
I
for,
love watching
for
golf, yeah.
all
Yeah.
of us. You know.
Well, a lot of people find that boring, and I do
I
not
don't
find
get
that
it. I
boring.
love golf.
I think outside of my extended family and you guys, every person I've talked to about watching golf on television thinks I'm fucking crazy.
No, I
for
love
liking
watching
it.
golf. I love golf.
Yeah.
I like playing golf.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know. I like watching people who are significantly better at something than I am.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You can there's an absolute difference of skill between, but like, you know, and like I get it. You know, there's no exciting, like, you know, nobody's getting their fucking leg broken or anything. But like, you know,
Nuts.
just
Oh, nuts.
but
Like,
like
you just kind of wish you could. It's like
Tiger Woods.
winds up, takes a big swing, and his leg breaks in half.
It just hyperextends his knee the other way, like Joe Theismann.
They do a slow-mo replay of his knee shattering.
club breaks in half, and the other half just like goes through some dude's neck.
Have a stretcher take that long, windy, or an ambulance takes that long, windy path around the
National Lampoon's PGA Tour.
It's like they can see him, but they gotta go a really long way to get to him.
Like,
Tiger, we'll be right there. We gotta go all around the waterfall.
he pulls a 9-iron out and tears his quad.
Keystone cops of the PGA.
Ah! They have to help him
Jesus
off the
Christ!
But no, like
It's just like John Daly comes out and grounded pounds him.
John Daly, out of nowhere.
when Bubba Watson's theme starts playing, he comes in. Oh gosh,
That's what golf needs.
Yeah, that's what golf needs.
you suck, you jackass. But no, like, what it is the shot, and you know what I'm talking about. The shot that
know what I'm talking about?
like you see it up in the sky, and then it hits the green, and then it takes this break that curves right at the hole, and the whole audience goes.
Yeah. Well, that's it. There's a rhythm to golf. You hear the shot, and then woo, yeah,
Yeah.
And it quiets down. It goes up in the air, and then you hear it at the ground, and you hear, "Come on!" Like one guy, "Come on!" And then
It's
that roar.
It's that build up. It's that
Yeah.
suspense. It really is a community engagement in watching physics at work.
There's nothing better than watching an amazing shot where it doesn't go where you think it's going to go, and it rolls into the cup, and that crescendo of applause.
And that happens all the time
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
like you're like, oh, where is this guy aiming? Oh,
that's why he did that. Yeah, those guys are incredible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like just like intimately
Well-
familiar with the greens.
Well, and I don't know,
let's be completely fair. Those guys and their caddies are incredible.
They're caddies. Yeah,
Their caddies are the ones that like read the green and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and the thing is, like, if you're a duffer, like you're just an average golfer, right? And you hit
nice beer stash.
yeah, pretty good.
That's on your nose too.
But
It's good to know what you're doing,
when
buddy.
you're a golfer and when you're just a shitty golfer, like I'm a bogey golfer, I regularly shoot bogey 45, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
When you hit a shot that's like a pro shot and it works, there is no better feeling. There's nothing. There is
Yeah.
nothing better than hitting a particularly challenging shot and then having it do exactly what it looked like in your head before you did it.
My first and only eagle to this date was at that Stambaugh golf course. You know the one like right after you cross Belmont, or not Belmont, when you cross Fifth, and it goes over the road, and there's the short hole there, and then there's the big par 5 that goes all the way downhill. Probably the best. Well, second to that one where I almost got the hole in one on the par 3s. But
That was so cool.
The second best tee shot I've ever taken was on that par 5. Just dead straight, gets all the altitude I could have ever wanted, and ends up like 2/3 of the way to the green.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating a little bit. About halfway down the fairway, I take out my fairway wood and hit that ball perfectly straight, dead on the pin, comes within like 10 yards or so of the pin, and put it in for eagle.
Yeah, there's nothing better.
I could not have been happier.
The best round of golf I ever played in my life was at a country club in California with an ex-Cleveland Brown, actually. It's really weird. My uncle was having a business meeting, and he's like, I don't fucking care. And he had my dad and I, we were on vacation. He had dad and I come along with him. The first hole, I shot an eagle. And then it happened again later. And it was, I caught complete fire. It was 10 under par on the front 9. How about that?
Nice.
And I will never do that again in my life, ever, as long as I live. Well, part of it was I had one of the guy who he was meeting with for this business meeting was a member of the club, and they were totally cool with Dad and I coming along. But he was telling me the first putt that I sank for the eagle on the first hole, he was like, you want to aim your ball right here. You're aiming in the wrong spot. And it just didn't look right. He stood way off to the right. And I'm like, are you sure? And he said, trust me. And I did what he said and it went in. And it was like a 40-foot putt and it just trickled into the hole. And I'm like, oh my God. Like it was just, but it was just that set it off and I just caught fire. And there's nothing better. There is no better feeling than just kicking. And then I went on the back nine and shot like a 50. Like it was just, it was horrible. But I nailed the front line. It was so good.
That's the trick to golf is like, because every little, like it's a game of millimeters,
right?
You know, exactly. A millimeter left or right on your club and your ball will go one direction or the other.
Right.
So it really is dependent on your state of mind. In no game, I think, is it clearer when you've entered the zone than it is when you play golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I know what you mean.
There, especially considering that, you know, you're not competing against the actions of other players don't determine the outcome of your performance.
In the movie The Legend
Same with bowling.
In the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance, they put it like this. They said it's not a game that can be won, only played.
I like that.
That's you find your swing. You got to just get into it and find your swing. There's nothing better than nailing one of those shots, and then there's nothing worse than falling apart completely after hitting one of those shots.
Yeah. Five putts on the green later, and then I got it.
Oh, I've been there. Guys, I'm gonna take 30 seconds and go take a little leaky.
Oh, for
poo.
sure.
You make a nice little piss.
Make the pee call. Make the pee call out.
Make the pee call out. hey, let me out of here.
Pee call out.
Let me back in. Stop it. Hey, where are you going? I don't want to go down the drain. Flush me. All right, I'll be back. You guys continue.
Yeah, you have a good time peeing.
I will.
Yeah, we're gonna be listening intently for you peeing.
The last words of Chris's piss golem. We're gonna listen intently for the words of your piss as it calls out.
Piss golem. Is there anything more horrifying to summon?
A semen golem.
Yeah. Can't even. Of course, that's definitely worse.
Do you remember there was a mod for Oblivion where you could summon a watermelon Atronac?
No, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Because like you could summon Earth Atronacs and Storm and Flame Atronacs.
Yeah.
But then there was a mod that's just a bunch of watermelons built like a man, and you see it's a melon Atronac.
It would look like Vector Man.
A bit. Oh my God, Vector Man was so fucking good.
Remember Vector Man?
Of course I remember Vector Man.
That was cool shit.
I remember that was the first time in my life I remember thinking games will never look better than this.
It's funny, how many times have you said that now in your life?
Yeah. Oh, I said it with Vector Man. I said it when I played Ocarina of Time for the first time.
Yeah.
I said it when I played the Resident Evil remake for the GameCube for the first time, and then I said it when Modern Warfare 2 came out.
Yeah.
And I am continually being proven wrong.
I know, it's amazing. Like I remember when the Xbox dropped, and between Halo and was it Dead or Alive the Fighter? What was it?
Yeah, Dead or Alive.
Is that the one I'm thinking of that dropped with the original Xbox? Like,
I think so.
yeah. Between those two, I went, okay, that's the best games are ever going to be.
Yeah, the original Halo.
I know. Like how silly that is.
And then I'm sure people say the same thing about the first Half-Life. You know?
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's like the characters' mouths are moving. That's it. We can't go any further than this.
I hit this thing with a crowbar so many times it exploded.
Into smaller things.
That's not. What else do I need?
Right.
Gaming's over now.
Well, speaking of guilty pleasures,
Yeah, let's get back to guilty
for
pleasures.
gaming?
yeah, I still play the original Halo.
Yeah.
Like, I have the Master Chief
What's guilty
Collection.
about that?
Yeah, I mean,
There's I guess there's no guilt.
one of the greatest first-person shooters ever
it's
made.
still fun, but I mean, like to play it 15 years later and still, I mean, I don't know how many people are still playing the original Halo.
It's a little bit like you haven't moved on, but
yeah, I haven't. It's
I know what you mean.
We're old men that like the first Halo.
Right.
I like games the way they used to be.
Kids are looking at us being like, but it doesn't even have any lens flare. It doesn't even
How
have
can
any
you enjoy it?
any HDR or ambient occlusion.
You can't press X to pay respect.
Oh, you want to talk about guilty pleasures like Call of Duty?
Yeah, dude.
Every once in a while, you just want to jump into a game and just like shoot people for an hour and not care how you do.
World at War and Modern Warfare 2. I used to play so much Modern Warfare 2.
In college, for a long time in college, that was like all I would ever play, and I would be drunk for most of the time while doing it, which made it even better. I kept track of all the nukes. I got 5 nukes over the course of my Modern Warfare 2 career. And favored the RPD, which was, has more recoil than your average gun. Not like many guns in COD have recoil anyway, but that was and still continues to be a guilty pleasure. I haven't played any Call of Duty since the original Black Ops, but
that was the last one I had too.
The original Black Ops, amazing.
It was really good.
Great multiplayer.
I didn't play that one.
It was good.
I feel like I missed out maybe on
you did.
one of
Modern
the last
War.
really good
I
ones.
like Modern Warfare 2 better.
Modern Warfare 2, I don't know that any Call of Duty could possibly be better for multiplayer than that, and I don't know that any Call of Duty could be better for a campaign than World of War.
Yeah, that was the best. Yeah. Plus, you got you got your $60 worth of that because you got zombies, you got multiplayer, and you got a really good campaign.
Yeah,
Fucking incredible campaign with. I remember like the heaviest machine guns you could pick up like could blow limbs off,
Right.
and like you could bayonet charge dudes and like all this super cool shit.
yeah, good old gory shit.
Yeah, but like I don't know, it's like it's an analogy I keep coming back to where like it's it's perfectly fine to enjoy a $25 steak, but every once in a while you need a $2 hamburger.
Sure.
And Call of Duty is that $2 hamburger of video games.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's a mindless shoot the bad guys type of video game. It's absolutely mindless,
Call of Dookie.
but it works.
I got another guilty pleasure for you.
Okay.
One thing, and you guys already know this about me, but I'll just put it out there. One of the things I fucking love is looking up YouTube videos of shit going down.
Yeah.
People starting street fights, subway fights.
What was that channel we found the
I
other
love
night?
street fights.
We found
Last
something
Tuesday,
last Tuesday after you left. You would have loved this.
We're gonna have to look some up.
Yeah, you got to show me this because
What's the name
I
of this
can't remember
channel?
the name of the channel. You find out what it was called.
is it street fights? Is it like World Star level street fights?
It's not quite. It's not that. What we were watching was zoo animals flipping out and attacking people, which was so great because we found ourselves rooting for the animal every
single
fucking time.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
Because it's always some dumb jackass who decides I'm going to go inside this fence and be in the bear pen. Oh, what do you know? It grabbed me by the fucking leg.
Here we go. So the channel is called Poor Judgment. Is the name of the.
What a surprise.
So
Poor
like I'm
Judgment.
just gonna list some of the video titles that are on the Poor Judgment YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Explosions caught on camera compilation. People falling out of trees compilation.
watched that one.
Circus acts gone wrong compilation part 1.
That's a good one.
Skiers falling off of cliffs compilation. We
Oh
didn't
my
watch that.
God.
No, we should have watched that.
Water slide fails. Oh my God! When zoo animals escape, part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Part 2. Cliff jumping fails, part 8. Oh my God! I mean, there's just tons of these.
But like when some real shit goes down, and that was a whole lot of fun. But when watching people fight in public is so satisfying.
It is so much fun.
I know.
I know it's bad. I know it's bad. I can't help it.
I've gotten pretty good at without like a title or a description of the video or anything. I've gotten pretty good at telling who's gonna win.
Yeah.
And it's usually the one who isn't afraid of taking a punch.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
right.
you can't be.
Right. You can't puss out and go like this. You
Right,
know?
right.
You can't be at like a 45-degree angle of the ground and fucking.
Yeah.
But
But I love like on a like people fighting on a subway.
Yeah.
And some woman grabs another woman's hair and is just dragging her around by her. Something about that I'm like, yeah.
Blood sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
It's terrible, but I love it.
I mean, it really is. It really is the ultimate guilty pleasure. It's maybe the simplest form of conflict that humans have. There's no politics. There's no intricacies. It's just two people who are really mad at each other. They just want to beat the fucking shit out of
Yeah, it's two women looking at each other going, this bitch won't shut up and leave me alone. And then one of them decides to do something. This bitch won't she won't shut up and leave me alone. And then it's people pulling each other by the hair.
Yeah.
Or like a guy diving over the counter at a Burger King.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what?
Beautiful.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's a little cathartic because I think we have like a narrative in our heads of, you know, when we know who's going to win the fight, when we see who's better in the fight, we almost do kind of assume like that they're justified in winning, or that they're, you know, that their victory is earned somehow. So it's a little cathartic. It's cathartic in the same way that like a sappy love movie is cathartic, or that, you know, a comedy is cathartic.
Right.
It's just a very basic distilled form of raw human emotion. In this case, it's being pissed off.
Yeah. And yeah, it just sort of exercises that from you. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, same kind of catharsis we got from you know, the Jon Snow and Ramsay Bolton scene, you know.
Yeah. That remains one of the most satisfying moments ever committed to television.
Oh God.
So good.
I didn't want the punching to end.
I wish the whole next 20 minutes
Was just him getting his
the
face
remainder of the
broken.
episode is just Jon Snow punching the shit out of Ramsay.
Yeah.
The one that I remember the most is the last episode of Breaking Bad where Jesse has his handcuffs on still and he grabs Todd around the throat.
Yeah.
And just,
Fuck Todd.
and just leans back.
Spoiler
and just-
alert.
Yeah,
Of course.
spoiler alert.
Meth Damon.
for a show that's
Method
7 years
Damon.
old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, can you believe how fucking old that show is?
Yeah, I was talking with someone recently about Breaking Bad. I was talking with my dad, and I was going, okay, well, the show's been off the air now for like 5 years or something, right? And it went for like 7 or 8 seasons.
No, it went for 5 seasons.
Didn't it go for, the last one was 2,
Two
right?
parts, so 6.
So
Yeah.
technically 6 seasons or like 6 years on TV.
So like 11 years ago, this
11
fucking
years.
show premiered.
Wow.
yeah. How ridiculous is that?
Maybe the best TV drama ever.
Yeah, great. Yeah, without a doubt, one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best shows we have been alive to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, not about guilty pleasures at all. That's just plain pleasures.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I think movie wise, well, you know, I mean, it's such a culture has formed around bad movies. And I don't know if they can be called guilty pleasures anymore, because everyone takes pleasure in laughing at like The Room, or
Yeah.
it's not a guilty pleasure when people still hold regular screenings of the fucking thing
Right.
all over the country. You know.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure when you don't want to admit to anyone how much
Yeah.
you really have to be a bit embarrassed.
I think for film though, my guilty pleasure is definitely violent deaths.
Yeah.
Like there's a part in
Yeah, I got no guilt.
well there's a part, for instance, in License to Kill where a dude gets thrown feet first, or he gets kicked feet first into a rock crusher. So not only does he die bloodily, but he also has to experience it all the way down.
Nice.
Which is fucking terrifying, of course.
Yeah.
Or the fucking part from Raiders where he's fighting the mustache Nazi and the propeller swings around. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I get a real perverse joy out of like seeing bad guys just get like just
I derive a lot of satisfaction.
satisfaction from that.
I was watching a video on the internet.
Which I mean, it's supposed to. It's, you know, again, it goes back to catharsis.
Yeah.
But something about like I like when it gets like at least a little creatively gory. You know, the Final Destination movies.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's so ridiculous that you can't help but cackle at how these fucking high schoolers are dying.
How about movies like Cube?
Oh my god!
Where like
yeah.
that guy walks into a room and then just stands upright because unbeknownst to him he's just been diced, and he like cubes of him fall off.
Yeah.
Like he disintegrates into 1-inch cubes.
It's just a big mesh of chicken wire that
Yeah.
has
It's been run through his body on all dimensions. Like stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
You want to talk about creative deaths.
How about Slither? Did you ever see that one?
Oh yeah.
There's it's like an alien invasion
It's good. It's
comedy?
really good actually.
I'd say it's a comedy.
It's in the same vein as Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
You know, like a spoof on that genre.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
But there's like a bit where like the alien like whips like its claw tentacle at this redneck, and he stands there for a second, and then he like crosses his eyebrows, and you can see there's a visible seam that's running down the entire front of his body. And he just like
splits apart.
yeah.
Gnarly.
It's a fucking crazy movie, and it also has Nathan Fillion, so that's even more reason to watch it.
I'm thinking about the death in Pulp Fiction when John Travolta turns around. Man, you gotta have an opinion now.
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh man, I just shot Marvin in the face.
Why the fuck did you do that?
I wasn't trying or anything. The gun just sort of went off. It's the nonchalant heroin addict. Oh man, I just shot Marvin in the face.
How about stuff like, okay, I know that it's bad, but like stuff like My Strange Addiction.
Oh yeah,
Like these are definitely people with problems.
a good one I had like
A good addiction you had?
I had a great addiction.
Intervention. That's the show. I was telling
Oh, yeah.
I love Intervention, like in that vein where it's just people's lives falling apart. I used to regularly, like when I was like fucked up when I was younger, I used to take like 5 Vicodin and watch Intervention and just be like, nah, you fucking losers, you know? Like,
Isn't there something like a little twisted about taking people's like most intimate dramas and then like putting them out there for ratings?
Sure.
Yeah, there's
absolutely
everything
is.
wrong with television.
Yeah.
And yet I want to watch that shit.
who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who among us?
There's an episode of My Strange Addiction about a woman who's hooked on urine therapy.
I'm sorry.
When I think,
Therapy for her urine,
on
or
urine.
therapy in
Made-
which she ingests urine?
allow me to explain to you what I mean by hooked on urine therapy.
Sponsored by Alex Trebek.
At the Alex Trebek Center for Putting Piss on Things. This woman, she every day would bathe in her own urine, gargle her own urine, run it through her nose like with a
neti pot? Oh God.
She did an eye wash with a cup
No.
every single day.
Why?
Pee everywhere. Why? Was because she had they diagnosed her with cancer.
Okay.
And she didn't treat it traditionally, but she
Okay.
met a weird pee doctor who told her to put pee on everything. She did, and coincidentally, I am 100% certain it wasn't her pee that cured her. 100%.
Fucking
But it went away. It went away.
snake oil salesman taking advantage of
didn't even-
desperate people.
I didn't even mention she drinks the pee. I didn't even mention she drinks the pee.
Of course she does.
It's
I like
grosser.
the taste.
It's grosser to me that she puts it in her nose than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She neti pot.
Runs it through.
If it's any comfort, human urine is sterile.
Yeah, sure.
But the minute it encounters the rest of your body on the way out, it's not. It's sterile inside your body.
Yeah.
It becomes filthy when it touches all your parts.
Well, I mean, did they go into detail about her parts cleaning habits?
no. Well, I mean, she bathes in piss, so that's a good start, right?
So, yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Did she clean her parts with her own piss?
Oh yeah.
And that's there you go.
Oh,
You
God.
sterilize the environment.
That
Well,
sounds,
you're just taking a bath in it.
that's a yeast infection
yeah.
waiting to happen.
Here's the thing to me though is
I think you mean a 20th yeast infection waiting to happen.
Yeah.
what occurred to me just now, and I hadn't even thought about it. She takes a bath in pee, which means
she
she
smells
doesn't
like
drain the tub.
Oh, her tub's yellow.
She can't save. How much pee do you need to bathe
Her
in?
tub's looking like a 70s smoker's house.
Oh my God.
She can't produce enough pee to bathe
she
every
can't
day.
drain that.
She must be saving
Oh,
the pee.
God. Oh.
Every time you gotta fill that up, you're gonna have to produce, a dozen gallons of pee.
Right. That's got to be
5 dozen
months of pee. Months of old pee. We might need to put a warning on this episode.
And And like you said, this woman obviously has a problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why this is guilty.
And now
I know this is bad for me to be gawking at.
And then like, yeah, next day people are at the water cooler like, hey, you see that chick on TV who bathes in her own piss?
Yeah, weird, right? Yeah, meanwhile, she's still doing that, I bet. Anyway, that's what I mean by guilty pleasure. That might be the guiltiest of all, is I know exactly how wrong it is for me to sit there and be like,
Sure.
oh my God.
I'm gonna throw up.
I guess I guess it's the same thing really for like what we were talking about before with like neckbeards and incels and things like that.
Yeah.
Like it is a little bit of a guilty pleasure to to rag on these guys.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's how I learned to be a normal person.
Yeah.
Constant torment, but yeah, like it is a little, because these guys obviously they're misguided. They've got problems and they don't know how to solve them. So check out the beat while the DJ revolves them.
No, ours goes dun 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 dun. Theirs goes dun 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 dun.
Well, yeah, what was it? Dun 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 versus dun 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 dun. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It's a ripoff.
Well, I'm done with this one. You guys carry on the conversation like this.
Well, maybe we want to. Do we have more? Or do we want to call this one? We're getting up there.
Yeah, I think maybe we got enough here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just do that till he gets back.
All right. Ooh. This is so stupid.
This must be so much fun to listen to.
All right. All right. All right.
All right.
All right.
See?
See.
See? See?
See. Oh, see. Oh, see.
See? See?
So dumb.
See? See?
See. Oh, see. Oh, see. See. All right.
What the fuck is
It's all right. We're
having fun.
We're just being idiots. All right. I think is that. What do you think, Ben? Do we have enough here for the?
I think this has been a very fruitful topic, honestly.
Yeah, very fruitful.
Very fruity.
We're being fruitful and multiplying our brain cells.
Yeah. And also just disgust.
What?
We're multiplying disgust
Yeah.
in the world, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully the urine thing has disgusted you. Hopefully the rest of the episode though has not.
Yeah.
Right.
And we hope to hear from you again soon. The episode's not over. What am I talking about?
No.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back in a minute.
With,
See?
See? See? See? See? See?
oh, see.
All right.
Oh, see.
See? All right. All right.
Well, stop.
Stop it. Stop
No, what are you doing?
Stop
I
the-
don't know.
See? This evening, three dudes reconvene to end the episode.
See. What is that? What is that?
Don't
thing?
know, but it's a thing now.
What are we doing?
I don't know. We're doing it now.
See?
See.
See?
Tres hombres
On Telemundo.
en Telemundo.
Muy bien.
Tres hombres, compadres también.
Okay, I know what we're doing.
All right.
Describir el burro.
Describe it.
I don't know.
I will. I can do it.
It's round. It's firm. It's tightly packed.
It was hanging on a rack.
hanging on a rack.
Someone stole that kishka.
What kind of fucking animal?
Yeah, let's talk about this monster who stole the kishka. It wasn't.
Tonight at 11, Kishka goes missing from local butcher shop.
Someone-
Frankie Yankovic with all the details.
Someone, if you're listening,
Please.
and you've heard, please, someone, just return it. And just bring.
I'll close my eyes. I don't even need to know who took it. I just want it back.
We're getting milk carton ads. Have you seen this, Keisha?
Oh my god, we did that. We worked that wedding. It was a Ukrainian wedding.
Yeah.
And we were in the back, and we just did that all night long.
The whole time.
Just-
Polka might be my newest emerging guilty pleasure.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
polka's awesome.
Working with my clients, I've gotten a taste for polka.
Funny you mentioned polka. It's going to come up in my recommendation.
All right.
all right.
Excellent. I suppose, Chris, we should start with Dave for our recommendation.
Yeah. Oh, throwing a little shade. Woo! Look at my little boobies.
So let me tell you about something I find absolutely fascinating. This week, or maybe it was, I don't know, I think it was this week, Netflix added, among all the other things that they added, 2 movies. One is a film, one is a documentary. The film is based on the subject of the documentary. The movie is called The Polka King. Have you guys seen this at all?
No, have you seen it? Have you heard about this?
Have you seen my Kishka?
Have you seen this?
It's gone missing.
So
Anyway.
the Polka King is the movie is based on an actual guy, which the documentary covers in detail. His name is Jan Lewan. That's his name, Jan Lewan. Or Jan Levan, or Jan Levan.
Yeah.
No one can agree on how to say his name. He's okay. So basically, from like some period in the 80s through the 90s in eastern Pennsylvania, in like the Scranton region, this guy is he's hugely popular at like polka shows, and he's like a big polka presence, and people fucking love this
Sure.
guy. He's legitimately the polka king, right?
Polka really is the bluegrass of Europe.
Sure. Well, incidentally, like I doubt it, but if there is anybody listening outside of this area, where like it's a lot of Eastern European, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this is the polka capital of
This is hunky country.
it's hunky country, exactly.
And clear through Pennsylvania as well.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. This the Northeast, like this section of the Rust Belt is just polka country.
And,
yeah.
and this guy is successful, by the way, at this, but not as successful as he wants to be. He's one of these guys. He sees himself as having an empire.
Sure.
You know,
Right.
like being a popular polka musician is not enough for him.
First you get the polka, then you get the money, then you get the women.
Yeah, just like that.
Sure.
He runs a gift shop, which he's always, do you hear that?
Yeah, it's a siren.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Very close by.
sure hope a house isn't on fire up there.
Is your house on fire?
Gosh, I hope not.
Wow, I hope that came through on the recording.
Yeah, it might have.
Scarface.
So this guy has a gift shop on top of a successful, band, booking gigs for polka. He's got a gift shop full of stuff from Poland because, of course, he's a Polish immigrant. So he claims to have this sort of connection to the. Ew. Gross.
Oh, that's nasty.
So he has a gift shop and he starts a travel business.
Wow.
He sells tours of Europe. At one point, he successfully gets audience with the Pope, and his group meets the Pope, which no one's still sure how that happened. But this guy is like a big showman, lovable guy. But what happens is he starts basically selling promissory notes to try and grow his business. So people are investing with him for like a 12% return or something like that.
Oh, God.
Which is like an outlandish, can't pay that kind of figure.
Right.
Better than with the banks and everybody, sort of know. And so basically, a lot of old people in particular are giving this guy $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. And
It wasn't
keeps
that
going.
bad until you said 1,000.
I know. So it keeps going. Basically, the long of the short of it is that this guy ends up in jail for running a Ponzi scheme because that's what
that is.
You don't say.
Yeah, because the business isn't generating any money. He's paying people off with more investors' money. You know.
Right.
But they also made a movie about this. The tone is a little weird because, like this guy clearly defrauded people out of like $5 million, but the movie takes kind of like a non-judgmental stance on him,
Sure.
which it was a little bit difficult to swallow, I guess.
Yeah.
But it stars Jack Black, which is kind of fun, and Jenny Slate plays his wife, and she's hilarious. You know her as Mona Lisa from Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay.
She's great in it. So I would recommend watching both of those. I think the movie is called The Polka King. The documentary, I think, is The Man Who Would Be Polka King. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. But if you look up Polka King on Netflix, you'll find him. Really interesting to watch. Whoa. Really good offbeat kind of indie movie.
The play is the thing that will catch the kishka of the king.
Yeah. I was disappointed in the lack of kishka in this movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not enough kishka.
Distinct lack of kishka.
There can never be enough kishka.
Way down here on the kishka meter. I'm going to have to give this 1 out of 10 kishkas.
How late do you guys think Kravitz's is open tonight?
So it's good. 1 out of 10 kishkas is good.
Yeah, 1 out of 10 kishkas would be a good rating.
As little kishka as
Kishka's
possible.
fucking gross.
Yeah.
It's fucking gross. Don't eat it.
So where can I watch this movie? I'm presuming there's a pawn shop on the corner in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I can go and rent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, anyway, watch it.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation.
Sure.
Polka King is fascinating.
All right.
The fact that this dude got away with it for so long, his goofy, he never loses his accent or his sort of wacky way of speaking. He's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jan Levon,
Jan Levon.
Jan Levon.
the Polka King. So watch that. That's my recommendation.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, your recommendation will come after mine.
Oh man, what a fake out!
You
That was
savage
good.
bastard.
That was good.
I am going to recommend. I'm going to recommend one of the coolest, most atmospheric games I played in a while, and it is called Darkest Dungeon.
Oh,
It is available on Steam. I think you can play it with a controller, which means it's probably also available on consoles. It's one of them 2D hand drawn games.
Okay,
that,
love that.
That is really cool. The premise being that the player controlling these heroes have inherited an ancient estate that has been corrupted by an eldritch evil that has been unearthed from far beneath the mansion. So it's very Lovecraftian. It's a nice little blend of there's all sorts of classes like Plague Doctor and Crusader is just a knight with a big ass sword. But then you've got more modern the Highwayman who's got a pistol and a dagger and stuff like that.
It's kind of like a side scroller RPG type thing.
A bit. The thing is you have a little hamlet that's a safe area, and you develop the buildings, you develop the skills of your heroes, you recruit new heroes that come in on the stagecoach every round, and then you got to put together a team of 4 and venture into the various areas of the estate. There's a cove area with a bunch of fish man creatures. There's the ruins that are full of skeletons and necromancers and stuff like that.
I see. Yeah, I'm looking at the art style now.
It's super cool, right? It's super atmospheric. The music is great. There's this narrator who'll comment on all your actions and everything, and so there's obviously if a hero dies, you don't get him back. You gotta
Shit.
Yeah, so it's good to expand your roster early. You gotta get a good roster of heroes, a good stable, so that while some are recovering, you can send more out. There's if the hero takes too much stress, they'll start developing bad personality quirks and mental afflictions, and eventually, hopefully not, but if you let it go too bad, they'll go insane.
That's a sweet mechanic.
Right?
I like that idea.
Yeah, and so the deeper you go in, the more Lovecraftian horrors you encounter. The soundtrack's great, the voice acting is great, and it's the combat plays like a turn-based RPG. It's really just like miniature dungeon delving sessions in like a tabletop.
Okay.
There's traps to be aware of. If the heroes are going to be in there for a while, you'll have to set up camp, and they have separate abilities that they can benefit each other with while they're camping. Really great game. It's a bit grindy. It's kind of a strategy RPG roguelike is probably the best way I can describe it.
Okay.
You should expect to lose heroes. You should expect the game to be a little punishing.
Okay.
But it's it's one of those things where if you just feel like crawling through a dungeon and it's pretty old school in the way it presents itself. But it's got a really unique exploration and battle mechanic that I don't know that I've ever seen in a game before.
Do you know what this goes for on Steam right now?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
My guess on the high end would be 30.
Okay.
But you're getting a lot of game for that price. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
Darkest Dungeon on Steam, like I said, high end I would guess 30. 25.
Oh, okay.
That's not too much to ask.
Yeah. Darkest Dungeon is a challenging gothic roguelike turn-based RPG about the psychological stresses of adventuring. Recruit, train, and lead a team of flawed heroes against unimaginable horror, stress, famine, disease, and the ever-encroaching dark.
Unimaginable horrors. Sounds fun.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the other thing. As you go on, it said flawed adventures. Your adventures, regardless of their sanity, you'll start to uncover and develop new like positive and negative personality traits for them. Like they can be a kleptomaniac who will like occasionally loot a thing as soon as they see it, and you don't get the loot; they keep it for themselves. There's I've got one adventure right now who when they're in town they will only drink for stress recovery. They won't go to the brothel. They won't pray. They won't do any of that. They'll only drink.
The Dave Dragowski character.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you like town management, if you like turn-based combat, if you like roguelikes and RPGs and stuff, it's definitely worth a shot. It
sounds fun.
It's a
Sounds
super
good.
cool game.
Yeah. I kind of need some new games. I say this probably like once a month, and I go, yeah, I'm not really playing enough games.
Yeah, I do that too.
Like, I'm not having enough.
Yeah.
This is one of my thoughts I had when I was waking up this morning. I don't know why. It was like one of the first things I was thinking was get out of bed is I'm going, I feel like everyone else is having more fun than me.
I think that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like maybe more games is not a bad thing to have in my life.
Sure, they're always there. They're made specifically for the enjoyment of the player.
Yeah.
It's all skill test meets reward system. Sort of, it's an easy, push button, receive food pellet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chris, we're gonna end this episode.
Okay.
And we're gonna no, I kid. Chris, what is your recommendation?
Damn, you went like 3 for
was
3
pretty good.
there.
That was good.
Nice.
Let me say this first. I have a feeling that I ramble way too much when I do recommendations. So from now on,
I mean, we all
Sure.
Yeah, we all ramble.
It's because when we recommend things, they're things
They're
that we
genuine,
really
yeah.
like.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I can tell you, I was born to be a rambling
yeah.
man.
Lord, I was born a rambling man.
Yeah. That's it.
We're just trying to make a living, doing the
Do
best,
the best we can. Right. By the way, after 5 years, oh my God,
That didn't quite come up.
that had to leave your body.
This is a very foamy burp.
Yeah.
I heard like
No, I
a
could
million
feel
That's the
little
Guinness.
I could feel it like right here. Yeah, it didn't quite come up all the way.
Yeah, after 5 years of being in a relationship, Trisha is finally doing that. We were in. It started raining, and I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of thunder out tonight. And she said, yeah, thunder only happens when it's raining. So she's finally picking up on that dumb quirk of where I just quote song lyrics.
Yeah.
And
You're
she's
becoming
like,
the same person.
Right. She's like, I'm doing it to annoy you. And I said, that is going to backfire because what's going to happen is you're going to do it to annoy me. It's not going to annoy me. And then you're going to just do it because it's fun to do all the time, which is what happened to me.
And at some point, the two of you will eventually just go through the whole song.
Right. Exactly. But no, I feel like I'm going to try and limit myself to one recommendation unless it's absolutely necessary to go with two. So I think I'm going to try very hard to do that.
You can do whatever you want, buddy.
Having said that, I do have two, but I'm going to stay with one tonight. I watched a movie.
You can do both if you want.
Yeah, why are you doing this?
All right.
What's your deal? You feeling a little bad?
No, I just feel bad. I feel like I take too much time when we do
buddy.
this.
You don't have to feel bad, buddy.
What it is I don't do enough new things. I don't do enough unfamiliar things.
All right. Well, then I'll do two tonight.
Yeah, do too, buddy.
So the first one I have, I watched a movie that I haven't watched in a long time. For Christmas this year, I asked for a bunch of movies, like classics, what you would consider classics, because I'm trying to build up my collection.
Yeah.
And so my stipulations were like, Oscar nominated stuff. Not that that's a good reflection of good movies, but
Sure.
like classics, right? So
It might have used to be.
right. But and I got a lot of stuff. I got The English Patient, The Hurt Locker.
Oh, yeah.
I got King Kong, like the old school King Kong. I'm really excited about watching that.
right,
Yeah. But the movie that I rewatched yesterday was the first time I've watched it in like a decade. Is Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Which is I hadn't watched it in forever, and it was a movie that, like, I remember the first time I watched it I didn't like it. The second time I watched it I liked it more, and I watched it again yesterday. And I'd basically forgotten it. Like, I just didn't, like the first couple of times I didn't pay attention enough. And yesterday was the third time in my life I've watched it. I recognize it as a great work of cinematography.
Yeah.
But I watched it again yesterday, and it's also extremely well written. One of the best paced movies that I've ever seen. And one of the best acted by Orson Welles. If you've never seen Citizen Kane,
I have not.
You've never seen it? Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Not seen it.
It's classic.
I'll watch it.
It's basically, for the most part, it's agreed to be in at least the top 3 greatest films ever made, ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know they invented half of the language of cinematography, which we still use today.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely the framework for like all of modern cinema.
And it's also Orson Welles' first directorial debut, which is really cool. This is his first movie.
Yeah.
But if you've never seen it before, the plot is thus: the Kane, Charles Foster Kane, is a millionaire, I guess at the time, newspaper mogul, a philanthropist. He's a little bit of everything. He does a little bit of everything.
But he's totally not William Randolph Hearst, you guys.
Totally
not Hearst.
not Hearst.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah. But definitely sampled from the life of William Randolph Hearst.
Right.
But Kane, the movie starts, Kane dies, and he utters a single word. His last words are Rosebud. And then the immediate next part is a newsreel that describes, it's like a 7 or 8 minute newsreel that describes his life. Like a basic, this is what he did, this is how he died.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to a bunch of journalists in a room watching the newsreel, and they're trying to figure out why his last words were Rosebud. And then the rest of the movie is one journalist going around interviewing the people in his life, telling their snippets of his story from their perspective.
Oh, okay.
And how Charles Foster Kane became Charles Foster Kane, and why. So it covers this character's life, how he became, how he started out poor, family gives him away, basically an orphan, and how he starts as a young idealist and becomes this, not a monster, but just
An asshole.
Like removed, bitter.
How he loses himself.
Yeah.
Basically how his whole world falls apart.
It's the classic example of the fact that how you tell the story is more important than what the story is.
Correct.
We know the story, how riches corrupt you and make you bad. That's a tale as old as Babylon.
Right.
But it's how the story is presented. It's everything that goes into it that makes Citizen Kane one of the greatest films ever made.
And again, some of the the coolest. And I know some of them, but I guess I forgot just how well it was shot. How Wells and his cinematographer used light and dark space. To how they used camera position to create a mood.
Didn't they invent the Dutch angle?
They invented pretty much for the most part.
Well, they call it the Dutch angle because it was European at first.
That makes sense.
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari was the first popular movie that kind of pioneered that angle with the intention being to increase the tension in the audience.
Yeah,
gotcha.
To make it feel like everything's off kilter and make you anxious.
I feel like Hitchcock must owe an awful lot to Citizen Kane.
Oh, for
Sure.
Absolutely.
But it's without going into too much detail, and obviously at this point, I think people without seeing the movie know the ending of the movie. You know what I mean? I think for the most part, it's already been spoiled in pop culture.
Spoiler alert!
But it doesn't. But I'm not gonna
90-year-old movie.
Right, or say, and I'm not gonna.
Sorry, guys.
Right. I'm not gonna ruin it here if you don't know. But it doesn't matter if you do know what the ending is because the whole film is really well done. So watch that movie. It really is one of the best movies ever made. It's very good. And I found myself at a lot of points in the movie, leaning forward and kind of, sitting on my feet, watching, wanting to see more. So
Still compelling.
Yeah, still very compelling character study. So the second recommendation I'm going to do real quick. It's a girl that deserves 2 snaps and a twist.
Ooh, I like the way you did that, buddy.
But the second recommendation I'm going to make to you is an album by the Beastie Boys, which came up earlier, Guilty Pleasure. It's the second Beastie Boys album, which is basically the Beastie Boys saying, no, we're not going to be dumb, drunk frat boys anymore. We're actually going to do music. It's their second album called Paul's Boutique, which I think is sitting upstairs on your turntable right now.
I think, it's up there.
That album is fucking incredible. And it's the backstory was they had their big success. We fight for your right to party and all that stuff. Dumb, drunk Jewish white boys. You know what I mean? And they were trying very hard to get out of that image. So they did Paul's Boutique and actually made a fucking album, like a hip hop album.
Nice.
And they had it produced by the Dust Brothers, who were underground hip hop producers.
Yeah.
And the entire album is sampled. There's not one piece of, or they said it's 99% sampled. There's almost no in studio music put on there. The Dust Brothers sampled the whole thing.
Wow.
And in coordination with the Beastie Boys, they sampled the whole thing and created these soundscapes on this album that are just incredible. An album that would never happen today because it couldn't, because there'd be way too many lawsuits thrown into it. But on an LP, it's a double album. It's like 50 minutes long. And it's just some of the coolest hip hop tricks, some of the coolest beats. And sonically speaking, the Beastie Boys got way more sonic, the farther along into their career they got. It's them playing around with that, like the background noise of the microphones and how to create spacier sounds and more electronic sounds. And it's a really, really good hip hop album.
I've never listened to that album.
Dude, we're going to have to listen to it. It's really cool. It features one of my favorite album sleeves of all time. And especially really cool on LP. You can unfold the whole vinyl, and it's 3 corner streets in Brooklyn. Paul's Boutique was like a thrift shop.
Yeah.
And it's just these 3 streets in Brooklyn. It's this wide panoramic shot in Brooklyn. It's really, really cool.
Nice.
So that's a good one. We're going to have to sit down and listen to that album sometime. It's fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been wanting to listen to this
It's
for
good.
a while, but
It's
never
sitting
ever got
upstairs.
to
It's
it.
sitting upstairs on your record player, so
Yeah.
we'll have to do it.
All right. Well, so
Oh my god.
I don't know what we've all learned. I've learned, for one, that you shouldn't settle on quality when it comes to tires.
No, you should not.
Yeah. I learned, I guess I relearned, some guy fucked a McChicken sandwich. It's probably still out there.
It's probably we're gonna have to look that
I'm
one.
gonna go see if I can find that.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. I just wrote down O Satchmo.
Oh, Satchmo.
Satchmo.
Oh, Satchmo, your beautiful mouth.
What if that's just like he sings like normally, and then that's how he talks? Is just,
It's just, yeah.
how you doing? How you doing, Louie?
He says he's fine.
he has a guy he hires to just tell people.
Yes, I'm an interpreter. I'm a Satchmo interpreter. This is my profession.
Oh God.
I wrote down pooping butts.
Yeah, I wrote season 2. It's pooping butts.
Pooping butts
Oh, yeah.
that are pooping butts.
I learned that urine therapy is apparently a thing.
Oh God, please
Yeah.
don't remind me
Oh,
about that.
dude, it so is. It's so. A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it.
Speaking of urine, I wrote that McDonald's is dying and Wendy's is thriving.
Yeah.
Yeah, killing it.
There you go.
Yeah, well, fuck them and their stupid classic chicken sandwich. One pickle.
One.
What the fuck do you think I came here for?
Nigh on a pickle.
What do I want? One bite of pickle?
Yeah,
That's
no,
it?
Come on. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
I wrote I'd watch hold on. I wrote I would watch Tiger Woods break a knee any day. Any day. If Tiger
day.
Woods winds up, swings, and shatters his
Buckles.
leg.
And then his wife comes out and beats him.
Yeah. I would still watch this extreme golf that we cooked
Yeah.
up. That sounds like so much fun.
I wrote, "What about the wiener?" Dave's new hit TV show.
Hey guys, what about the wiener though? Hi, I'm Dave. Back to another episode of What About the Wiener?
What? I mean, what about it?
I mean, what even is it?
I learned I'm not crazy for watching golf. You're crazy for not watching golf.
Yeah. I wrote I learned
What the fuck is
I
this
don't know.
even?
I love
What
it.
are we doing?
it's fun.
It's fun. I'm not saying it's not fun, but I just don't know what it is. So stupid.
Anyway,
I learned that trick humping is big in Jamaica.
Daggering sounds so the word sounds terrible.
Yeah.
You're
I'm gonna
using your
dagger you.
penis as a dagger. Launching it at someone. It's so violent.
Oh God. Anybody else got anything?
I learned that you don't have to have guilty pleasures if you don't feel guilty about them,
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
that's nice.
which is I think the ultimate lesson here.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I learned is that Kenny Stabler wants the Dingle chips.
He demands them. I want the dingle chips.
Kenny, go back to bed. Your brain is just injured.
I said I want the dingle chips.
No, not hot. Where's John Madden?
Just laid in bed.
Madden, you fuck.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
Well, that's I think is that it?
That's it.
That's
That's it.
That's her.
So,
Well, that's it. We're just about out of time for this episode, but tune in next week when our esteemed colleague Drog will be hosting with some more of this.
Yes.
a whole lot
I don't know why
more.
anyone would tune in for
A
this.
whole lot more.
I have no idea when why would anyone tune? Why would if you're listening? Why are you listening?
Why?
Why are you listening to this?
We're listening for all that hot meme action.
Dankest memes brought to you weekly. Like, God, I'm ashamed.
I know. That is our least original joke.
It sure is.
Tú eres hombre grande. Por tú.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you in another week. More Dudecast.
Hell yeah.
Bye bye.